what, man? You're on top of my house, and I want to say thank you to you.
I want to say thank you. I want to see record radio. I want to see all my mom, my dad, all my family, everyone that comes out to support me.
Well, there you go. Another bright future. Make some nice things be over here. Mike Chapman, Dallas Gonzalez. Mika, but now Chris, back up to you. What race we got coming up next? Chris, are we missing an action? Let's find out where Chris is. That's all right. We'll get back up to Chris here in a second. But let's find out. Race number 2.
I'm back up, Mark.
Oh, apologies. Totally my apologies. Let's see what we got here. So we got Kyle Orlando and Tyler Severs. Am I saying that right, Tyler? How do we say that? Severs. All right, we didn't have it. Well, there's yours, Tyler Severs. We will come back to you. And second place right here for this young man. And do I got the names right? Let me make sure. So Tyler, we got it right. And Kyle Orlando, right? Do we get Cody? What's your last name?
Orlando.
You are in Orlando as well. So you guys got all kinds of Orlandos. And well, there you go. So Cody, you're filling in for Kyle, man. You got to feel pretty good up here on this podium talking to me.
Yeah.
So I'll tell you what, how much racing experience do you got?
I don't know.
Well, who's a better racer, you or Kyle?
Kyle.
Oh, well, all right. Well, I tell you what, man, it's got to feel pretty good to be out there in that seat because that's a lot of fun out there.
Yeah.
All right. Well, who do you want to say thank you to?
My mom, my dad, Synapse, and Super Sick.
All right. Well, Cody Orlando is a man of short words, but there you go. Make some noise for second place. But this man right here, and we said it, Tyler Severs, right? All right, man. I talked with you before, and you're kicking some butt in this class. You got to be having a good time.
Yes.
How did it feel out there to take first place?
Good.
And then if you want to keep racing, where are you going to stop? How far are you going to go with your racing career? Have you thought about that?
No.
Who's your favorite racers? Who do you like? Who do you always watch? You watch NASCAR? No, you don't watch NASCAR? Do you watch off-road like Rob McCachran or Ricky Johnson?
Maybe.
Maybe. All right. Well, I'll tell you what. You want to say thank you? Who do you want to say thank you to?
God for keeping me safe. Gravel shooters, my family. Two view windows, precision billet.
Well, there you have it. You guys better make some noise. Come on over here, you two. Scoot over here so they can get some big pictures of you. Make some noise for a 180 class. And Chris, I think we got it this time, so back up to you.
Thank you there, Mark Wright. It's a Junior 2 karts, race number 2. Inside pole, number 428, it's Connor Berry. Outside row number 2, number 474, it's Bronson Caramonte. Inside row number 2, it's a 405, it's Mason Trotter. On the outside row number 2, number 429, it's Ryan Rodriguez. Inside row number 3, the 446, it's Brock Collins. Outside row 3, it's Lydia Small in the number 490. The number 415, inside row number 4, it's Jaden Zane Minder. That's our competitors right now. It's the Junior 2 karts. And it is the Dragonfire Rumbling both tonight and tomorrow night. We'll be continuing our racing action same time as tomorrow night. As our Yamaha YXZ leads them out, our pace vehicle for the weekend. And our Junior 2 karts will be running the short course as well. Next race coming up, it is our Junior 1 karts. As Connor Berry in the number 428 gets to lead everybody out. He is the inside racer in the white vehicle, and Bronson Caramonte in the orange vehicle on the front row with the Yamaha off the course.
Well, Chris, I tell you what, man, it turns out our audio is perfect. We're going green this time around, the Junior 2s. And that looks like Bronson Charmonte out front early.
Chiramonte getting pushed out of the mix. Connor Berry leads him out as Mason Prater, number 405, now rolls into that second spot. And here comes Ryan Rodriguez. Now beats off Bronson Chiramonte. Now drops back to fourth spot as Rodriguez now slides into that last podium position on the number 429 in position number 3. Connor Berry still leads him out, the number 428, followed by the 405 of Mason Prater as they come rolling. And Rodriguez got an end win as he's reeling in and again to knock on that back door of our leader. Almost 3 wide and a fourth coming into the mix as well. Chiramonte trying to get that third position back. Now they stretch it just a little bit more. The 428 still leads Connor Berry through turn number 1, followed by Prater and Ryan Rodriguez. All three within striking distance of each other. And here comes Chiramonte on the inside of Rodriguez, bumps into him, and he wants, look at it, all four of them. You could throw a Mexican blanket over all four of them right now. Rodriguez now starting to work on the Prater as they come down the front straightaway. And here comes the 474 Chiramonte on the inside of the whole mess, working on Rodriguez for that third spot as Berry 428 still leads all four riders coming through turn number 3. Mason Prater relentlessly trying to stay ahead of Ryan Rodriguez as they blast Chiramonte coming back on the outside of Rodriguez to try and take over that third position. Coming down the front straightaway, side by side now. 5 Mason Prater now working on the inside of our current leader Connor Berry as they come back toward turn number 2. Berry stretches out 2 car lengths just ahead of Prater. And here comes Chiramonte again, relentless, working on the inside of Rodriguez, side by side, going sideways. Prater bobbles, and Rodriguez and Chiramonte almost took him over, but then backed off with the bobble. And the 429 of Ryan Rodriguez as they now take the competition yellow halfway through this race. This will tighten it. Go ahead, Mark.
My apologies. There's a lot of mixed ideas about the competition yellow. Do we drive wire to wire? Do we stop them right here in the middle and bunch them back up again? So we call this a competition yellow. We do it to bunch up the group of drivers, and that would wow, I'm stuttering. I can't believe this. That would not allow a runaway race if one competitor, wow, is having issues like I'm having talking. Look at this. I've never stuttered. But competition yell out, and we'll see how this plays out in the second half here of the JR2s.
Wow, Mark without words. Unbelievable, Mark.
Hey. Armageddon, what's Armageddon is upon us. We're going green now. What's it going to be? Who's it going to be? Connor Berry out front. Mason Prater, a very hard charging young man. And actually, Mason Prater, if I remember correctly, he is the current reigning champion in the National Lower Series out here. Is that correct, Mia? Isn't he won it that in the Nationals, right? Did he? Cole did. Oh. Well, there you go. I guess I'm wrong on that one too. I'm going 2 for 2.
Still, the battle continues on between Prater, Rodriguez, and Chiramonte. And Rodriguez gets sideways, hooks up with Chiramonte. And now we have a new third-place runner in this mix, and it's the number 446 of Brock Collins. Now takes over that third, as both Chiramonte and Rodriguez are kissing over there in turn number 5. Full course yellow coming in because of the lockup between Ryan Rodriguez and Bronson Chiramonte.
And this, once again, we'll bring out the full course yellow. And we'll punch them up one more time and see if we got a few more laps left. We at least have 2 more laps left at this time around. So we'll bunch them up and get those 2 separated over there. And we'll see if they can continue on for the second half here. And I wasn't counting the laps, but I bet we're only about 2 away from getting a winner here in this Junior 2 class.
So standings goes as follows. Still Connor Berry, 428 in the lead, followed by Brock Collins, 446. And the third spot being Lydia Small the 490.
One of the other things that are beautiful about this class, if you look right there in front of you, Chris Johnson, we got Cole Keats out there doing some spotting. A lot of the kids that race in other classes, you see Mia Chapman over here. She's actually getting ready to spot as well. If she hasn't already, or you spotted for, who was your spot with Ryder? No, she's like, no. So we'll see who she's spotting for. But what's going on over here is you see a lot of the other teams out here helping each other out in the spotting area.
Still Mason Prater in that second spot. I made a mistake on that. As Barry leads them out. Barry, Prater, and a 446 of Brock Collins. Collins now within striking distance. He is in that last position. And Prater is on the back side of Collins.
Prater now indeed all over the back door of Connor Berry. And as you pointed out just a second ago, Brock Collins in that 446, the other white car there in the top 3. That is a transfer. Now Ryan Rodriguez now all the way up to 5th place already. Can Ryan Rodriguez get back up? Or is it too little too late? Can he get back up into the top 3 to battle it out for the ever awesome number 1 spot on my podium?
And beyond Rodriguez in that 4th spot, Bronson Kiramonte now holding on to the 4th. So he's moving his way back up to the pack, too. Those 2 racers between Rodriguez and Kiramonte have been going at it, including the kissing session. They had there to go again, right up onto the backside. Rodriguez locked on to Kiramonte, now takes over. Nope, side by side battling for that 4th.
It's really cool. You can see Ryan Rodriguez actually looking over at Bronson Charamonte. He's actually looking over. I don't know if it's him or is Bronson checking up or is Ryan Rodriguez just giving it everything he's got.
But now, good job by Brock Collins in the 446 in that last podium position as they have just a couple more laps to go before they receive that checkered flag, with the lead being that of Connor Berry, number 428. Mason Prater in the 405 still working, hold on to that second spot, trying to keep Connor Berry within his gun sights for that lead position. He could settle for second, but I don't think he wants to.
Mason Prater, no stranger at the top of my podium, so can he get it done out here? Or will Connor Berry lead this thing all the way here to the end? And we'll see what's going to shape up here. But an awesome job by Brock Collins here getting it up to the top 3 after there you go. The white flag is out. And Bronson Charamonte and Orion Rodriguez, they're just going to have to watch this last lap from their current position.
Not quite enough real estate to make up that podium position for either Kiramonte or Rodriguez, but Rodriguez is not going to settle for 5th. He's at least going to try to get 4th. The only battle left on the track right now between, and that's the battle for 4th place between Kiramonte and Rodriguez. And here they both come up on to Brock Collins for that 3rd spot. I don't think they're going to be able to pull it off. So Collins will take the 3rd. 2nd place going to Prater. And the lead position going to Connor Berry. Good job by the 428, keeping ahead of all the troops.
Man, what a great thing it was from down here. Another race that does not disappoint here in round number 5 here. In the Rumble After Dark, brought to you by Dragon Fire Racing. We'll talk with the drivers of this Junior 2 class right after this.
This was, of course, our Junior 2 carts, race number 2 for this Lucas Oil Off-Road Regional in Arizona. Dragonfire, Rumble in the Dark. You are a part of it right now. And you know what? The weather's really not that bad. Not as bad as they played it out to be earlier in the day. So, should be even a better day for tomorrow. And here come our drivers right now. Connor Berry, number 428, the 405 of Mason Prater, and Brock Collins, the 446. Give them a round of applause. They can hear you, folks. Our youngsters in the Junior 2 karts.
Connor Berry, man, his program over here, you can see that it came through today. Connor Berry, very hard to work. We'll talk with Connor when he gets out of the car, but Mason Prater, no slouch either. And you can see these cars, they're well within spec, but you can see there are definitely differences in the way they set them up. We'll talk with the drivers right after this. So we're here with Mason's mother. I tell you what, you got to be pretty excited out there. In second place, man. Connor Berry just had a whole bunch of say out there in that race.
Yeah, Mason has a hard time getting around Connor.
Yeah, Connor's definitely tough to beat out there, but if anybody's going to do it and get it done, it's definitely going to be Mason. How's he looking here for this 2016 year?
Probably running fourth. Not.
I detect a little disappointment in your voice. Is that what I'm hearing?
He had a bad race.
Oh, all right. Well, there you go. We'll talk with them after that. We'll see what's coming out. In fact, they've got their helmets off. Wildhorse Pass. Why don't you make some noise for the Junior 2s? We'll get them up here on my podium, and we'll get them up here. I'll get their trophies ready. If you guys would like to get these boys up here to my podium, I've got some prizes for them. And where's my third place? Third place. All right. Very good job. There you go. You get that. There you go, Mason. Connor. Do we miss one? And Brock. Brock, let me get you one too. Check that out. Woo. And check that out. Oh, you got one. You guys got one. Did you get one? Hat. You want a hat? No, I don't want that. All right. Well, I know, right? We'll start here with Brock Collins. Brock, let me slide it over here so you can get there on livetrackfeed.com. What a race out there, man. They were putting it down and had to be pretty good from your standpoint. What were you seeing? He's like, a lot of racing. Say that again.
A lot of racing.
Right.
And
what would you have done different?
drive faster.
Okay, that's very good. All right, so what was going on? What did you see these two doing?
Battling nonstop, drafting, and
then where did you start there in the middle of the race? Or were you always in third place? Did you see what happened behind you with Ryan Rodriguez?
yeah, I started fifth, and then I saw Ryan and Prater take out each other on accident.
They got tangled up, so you pounced in it, and here you are talking to me. The rest is history.
Thank you.
All right, well, very good. Well, you've got a long list of people you want to thank. Who do you want to say thank you to?
I like to thank Alpine Stars, Sunset Oasis, Mom, my dad, and Bilo for spotting.
All right, well, very good. Very excited. Brock Collins, third place. I'm going to get out of the way. I'm going to run over to this young man right here. I'll talk to him. Dude, I just want to know what the heck they're feeding you, man, because every race, it's like you grow a foot. Because when I started talking to you, I was talking to you down here. But, man, you become quite the young man, and second place must feel pretty good.
Yeah, it feels great, especially when I was running a great race and I was actually near someone and not too far behind.
Well, it definitely looked good from out here. You guys definitely put it down. Connor, though, man, his car was just running good. You guys were pretty clean. Not a lot of bumping going on out there, and he just got the job done. But who do you want to say thank you to for second place?
I want to say thank you to my mom, my dad, everybody that comes out to support me, Connor, and everybody else that comes on to make a great race, and Lucas Oil for making this great series happen. And I want to say Happy Mother's Day to my mom.
Everybody better say, oh, on that one. That one's very good. So I've been asking this question, too. What's in your future? Where do you see yourself in off-road racing?
Well, I hope to move up in the classes one by one and hopefully to get good in my mod cart and then move up.
All right, well, very good. Mason Prater, everybody, second place. He was getting it done. But I'll tell you what, the man that did get it done, Connor Berry, Man, no stranger to this, man. You've got quite the program over there, and you know what? It shows because here you are in first place talking to me.
Yeah, I was just keeping my line smooth and blocking, and I felt the pressure from everybody behind me, and yeah.
All right, well, very good. When you're racing with somebody like a seasoned veteran like Mason, what do you do differently? Do you make yourself wide? Do you take his lines away, or do you just try to get him to the finish line?
I just keep smooth and full throttle and don't look back.
All right, well, very good, man. You're on the top spot. You must have a long list of people that make your race program work.
My mom, Happy Mother's Day, Mom. My dad, CBR, Chuck Cheek, Doug Fleming for always making that engine fast. CMI and Carl Scanlon, and yeah.
All right, well, very good. Connor Berry, you're on top. You guys scoot over there. Mason, you guys know what to do at this point. That's right. Make some noise for these boys. Put her down. And Chris Johnson, what race do we got coming up next?
It's the Junior 1 carts, Mark. Race number 3. Inside, row number 1, number 227 of Caden Combs. Luke Knupp on the outside, row number 1, in the number 1 car. Inside, row number 2, number 226, Landon Combs. Outside, row number 2, number 274, it's Braden Kiramonte. Inside, row 3, the Raging Wilkins, number 264. Holden Heitritter, number 212. Outside, row number 3. Row number 4, inside, number 297, it's Brody Michael. Ethan Ebert, number 272. Outside, row number 4. Inside, row number 5, it's Brianna Fisher, number 235. Braden Fisher, outside, row number 5, in the number 261. Rigdon Michael, number 279, inside, row number 6. Outside, it's the 207 of Aiden Ford. And the 247 of Kylie Federwish, inside, row number 7, in the number 247. These are competitors rolling out right now. It is race number 3, the Junior 1 carts.
The JR1 carts don't disappoint either. They got some great names out there. The Coombs out there, Landon and Caden. Luke Knupp, our current reigning champion. Can he get the job done out here and get to the top spot on my podium? Or is Braden Charmonte, one of our top qualifiers, is he capable of getting the top spot on my podium? We're about to find out. But Chris Johnson, make no doubt about it, this is going to be one of the big races of the night here, just like I tell you about the modified carts. The Junior 1 carts, they don't disappoint either, so we're going to have quite the race in our hands right here in race number 3, round 5.
15 sets of 4 wheels out on the course right now, following the lead of our Yamaha YXZ pace buggy. We call it pace car or pace buggy, Mark?
You know, pace car because it's a UTV, and, you know, we drive them on the street, so it's basically a car without a windshield.
We are still running short course. We'll open up to the big course here after race number 3.
Indeed, boy, the Rumble after dark out here, happening out here from Dragonfire Racing, doing a great job here, helping us out with tonight's race. And looks like by the sound of it, we're going green this time around.
Knupp on the outside, Combs on the inside. As our lead driver in the orange, we got 3 orange vehicles. Got a couple of them going up on top of the wall over there in turn number 1.
And we'll see in case he wants to bring out the full course yellow on that one, because we got some cleanup to do.
We will have a full course yellow and a complete restart here in just a second as we get these 2 cars unhooked off of turn number 1.
Now, that's the thing, as you see with these carts, man, they're designed very closely from the brethren of the big pro trucks that we have. They're very similar. We're trying to get the yellows out, and I can hear the carts still going in to turn 1 pretty fast. So spotters get them there. I think they're all racing to get their spot to the yellow flag. But as you see, they do have one flaw. If they do get hung up, man, they really get locked up. All right, Chris, looks like we're going to let him come around one more time, I do believe. I don't see the green flag ready to fly. So I think we're going to let them go around one more time and get their spots back in order here. As you said, it's going to be a complete restart.
Complete restart right in front of us. Combs, Knupp, Combs, Caramonte, Wilkin, Heitritter, Michael, Ebert, Fisher, Michael, Ford, and Federwich.
Well, Luke Knupp back in his usual Arizona graphics. He had him out there for, I think it was, maybe it's still the same sponsor. We don't know the story, but hopefully he'll stay right where he's at. And we'll talk to him about getting the new old graphics back on the car. So we'll see when Luke Knupp gets up here on my podium, if he can keep it together.
Well, he's got a whole tribe of orange cars all around him between Knupp, Combs, and Monte. And Caden Combs leads them out in a yellow car on the inside.
Luke Knupp's actually in the yellow car with the Arizona flag. Caden Coombs and Landon Coombs are in the other orange cars. And Braden Charamonte is the orange and black. So,
that is correct.
like you said, a lot of orange out there.
Oh, of course, music is provided by Mark Wright.
Thank you very much. All the music you are listening to is all local talent from Arizona. We're going green this time around. And we'll see what's rocking.
Side by side through turn number 1, Combs and Knupp. And Knupp bumps into Combs and actually pushed him farther. So he's pushing his lead a little bit further. As Braden Caramonte side by side with Knupp, now trying to work and hold on to that third spot. In at number 274. All four. The yellow car in the midst, 3 orange cars. And comes on the inside and takes over the lead. 7 comes. And Knupp still in that command position. Both Combs in third. Caden Combs in the second. Landon Combs in the third in the 226. Monte in the 274. And Knupp stretches his lead even further. And actually, Caden Combs is in the third spot. Landon Combs in the second. In at 226. But good job by Landon as he gets by the brother to take over that second spot. Look at that, 3 orange cars all battling it again. And the tail end of that pack in that fourth spot, still Braden Caramonte in the 274. Knupp still stretching it even further.
Sorry
as
about
he
that
comes
one.
through turn number 1 with that car number 1.
The Coombs clan out there keeping Braden Charamonte in check out there. But look at Luke Knupp right now checking out and showing you why he has earned that number 1 plate that he's sporting on the back of that car.
Now the big decision of this race is going to be between the Combs brothers, 226 and 227, as Landon Combs in that second spot, Caden Combs in that third, and Caramonte, of course, Braden Caramonte in the 274, holding into the fourth spot. Back and fifth, quite a bit of real estate between fourth and fifth, is the number 212 of Holden Heitritter. Got a car right out of turn number 1. The purple car up on the hill.
Well, Luke Knupp, again, no stranger to the top of my podium. And I got to tell you, just like I talked with Mason Prater, these kids are growing up. I don't know what they're putting in the water here, but I mean, it's like they grow a foot every time I come out here and talk to them at each race.
We have a running yellow right now while we get the purple car back up and running. Still Knupp Combs and Combs. It's Landon Combs ahead of brother Caden Combs in the 227. Braden Caramonte in the 4th spot. This is going to give him a chance to tighten up the pack a little bit. As Holden Heidritter in the 212 has an opportunity of tightening up the pack a little bit.
Well, the yellows definitely play into their strategy here in racing. You know, if a car gets the caution pulled out, now what are you going to do now once they rebunch the field? And as you saw Luke Canup was well out front. I don't know why I'm having a hard time talking tonight, but we'll get it done. But Luke Canup now, he's going to have to extend that lead. And let's see if the last half of this race, can get the job done. Take the cars for one more lap.
Now keep your eyes on that 226, Landon Combs. He's definitely on the move. Starting from 4th place, he's all the way up into that 2nd spot, right on the back bumper of Luke Canup.
That's a lot of orange out there. Braden Charamonte out there chasing the Coomses. Landon Coombs and Caden Coombs. So they're out there. Caden with the second fastest qualifying time. Luke Canup with a 37.5, making our number 1 qualifier. And Luke Canup, will he have enough here? We'll see if we're going green. The green flag is out. The Yamaha YXZ comes over the hill one more time. Will he pull off? Indeed, the Yamaha YXZ. We're going green this time around.
Now coming on the outside of his brother, Caden Combs, now side by side with Landon Combs, going through turn number 1. He wants to take over that 2nd spot. Tell you what, for Canup. Luke Canup definitely pulling away from the field as he heads in through turn number 4 into turn number 5.
Luke Canup coming over the first jump down the finish line straightaway. He's got car number 226, Landon Coombs, hot on his 6. Can Luke Canup show that he is the veteran in this class, this JR1 class? And now he's going to have to deal with a left rider here of Braden Fisher. Can Braden Fisher hold his line, or will Luke Canup get tangled here as they come into the infield? And it's still anybody's race behind him. Landon and Caden battling it out for that 2nd place. Luke Canup by smoothly, but now can Caden Coombs or Landon Coombs get around the lap driver and the rest of the field? As you see it, they held his line.
Now tighten up that real estate between him and Luke Canup in the number 1 car. And Canup about 7 car lengths ahead of Landon. Still in control, but he's got a battle of on his tail end. It's Caden Combs now working on the inside of his brother to try to relinquish over that 2nd place again. Coming back through turn number 6 as they head down the front straightaway. Should be another lap or 2, and it should be over and done from my estimation here. Canup, Landon Combs, and Caden Combs. Our top 3, still Caramonte in that 4th spot, followed by Holden Heidritter, number 212 in the 5th. Look at this battle for 6th place right now. These two are going at it as they're heading back up through turn number 5. Caramonte getting sideways up into the wall as he tries to hold on to that 4th spot, because here comes Holden Heidritter as he comes down the front straightaway, all taking that white flag. One more lap to go. The battle of the orange continues. Landon Combs, Caden Combs, and Braden Caramonte, 3, 4, and 5 in that order. with second, third, and fourth. Coming into lap rider, Kiramonte bumps into him and holds him back just a little bit. And Luke Canup, number 1 car, takes the win. The 226 of Landon Combs comes in second. And Caden Combs, 227, third, followed by Holden Heidritter, number 212. And we're going to gather these drivers up and assemble them down the front to do our Lucas Oil Off-Road, Regional Off-Road Series here in Arizona. Get ready to line up for race number 4 of production, 1,000cc UTVs.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm down here talking with Hans Waggy down there. He's going to be driving the Pinnacle off-road. Hans, what do we got going on there? Why would you be out there driving the Pinnacle car?
Just trying to help them, get them set up.
I mean, I'll tell you what, brand new cars. I was talking to the guys over there at Pinnacle, and they were saying as far as they know, these are the first race turbos ready to go.
I believe they are as far as short course, yeah.
As far as short course, for dang sure. And I like I was just saying, I got to drive one, man. And you say they bicycle pretty easy, though.
Yeah, I got it on 2 and turn 3. Tried to go down low because I wasn't feeling comfortable going fast, and that didn't work.
Hey, I remember seeing you doing it in your car, though, so I just know you're really fast.
Yeah, I've done it in my car, too.
Hans Waggy, everybody. We'll talk with him if we can get that car over here. Katrin, come on over here. You got to be pretty happy while we're waiting for her to come over there. 2 and 3, man.
It's intense.
They're doing pretty good out there, and Luke Canup, boy, he had a lot for him.
Yes, absolutely. The 3 of them have a good time working together, and they're friends on and off the track, so they couldn't be happier.
That's right, it's a good time. Katrin Combs down here, Chris Johnson. Katrin Coombs. I always say, you got me saying Combs now. But it is Coombs. There's 2 O's. So Katrin, a very proud mom right there, and you can see Jeff Canup down here as well, so we'll talk with the drivers. We got Lance Root down here supplying the music, so I'll shut mine off for a little bit until we get the kids out of the car. Wildhorse Pass, what did you think about that race? Make some noise out there if you love what you just saw. It's kids putting it down for you. And Landon doing a great job here. And Caden, no slouch either. Caden's like, man, I gotta get my helmet off. You got it, Caden? All right, he's got it. He's got it. Got it. That's right. Oh, new suits, sporting new suits. Nice. Very nice. There's Luke Canup with his victory. Where you at, Wildhorse Pass? Back him up. Where you at? Luke Canup, ever quite the showman. So, in the Junior 1 class here. These drivers, as you guys see here, they got head and neck restraints out there that they have to get off there. They have to get them off their helmet. They actually attach to the helmet. So that way, if there's ever a forward jolt, the spine will not come out where the racing harnesses keep them. So there's Landon and Caden coming up here. So, Landon, you took there's yours. Caden, love the new suits. And Luke Canup right here. All right. Caden, very excited over here. Well, let's start with you, man. Great race here. We got the pictures flowing. Everybody's coming up. Man, great race. You guys were able to stay right there with Luke Canup. If he had made one mistake, one of you would have picked up that ticket.
Yeah, I was trying to draft with Luke most of the time and then try to pass him. No, I was starting first, and then Luke was behind me. I forgot. And then I kind of drifted it into turn 3 too much and went up on that berm, and then Landon and Luke passed me, and then I just kept it from there.
Well, you definitely did a great job there holding your line. Make sure you're staying consistent because you definitely get in there. Let me ask you this. We were just talking about it. You guys are good friends on and off the track. But be honest with me. Brother or not, or a friend or not, would you go after it with a vengeance?
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's very good. Well, give us a long list. Who do you want to say thank you to?
My mom, my dad, my brothers, K&N Motorsports, K1 Racing Gear, 518 for wrapping my cart, which is going to be delivered today. Super Sick, KC Highlights, Discount Tires, Scottsdale Smile Center. Jeff Knupp for prepping my truck and making it faster. Luke Knupp for racing with me. It's really fun racing with him. Daly and Dan Pintico for driving training.
Well, I'll tell you what, that's quite a list. And you know what? I was like, where are you reading that from? I'm like, what the heck? Make some noise out there, Caden Coombs. All right, Landon, I'm going to come here and talk to you. That's all right, man. I'll tell you what, man, that was quite a race out there. You were definitely trying to get it in to Luke Knupp.
Yeah.
That looked really good. So what were you seeing in there? What would you do different in the next race?
Nothing. I would probably get my lines a little bit better and pass Luke and get first.
All right, that's pretty much what I was looking for, man. Well, I'll tell you what, man, second place here behind this man. He is definitely one of the veterans of the sport, and you guys are slowly becoming a veteran of the sport, too. So with that being said, who do you want to say thank you to?
My mom, my dad, my brother, K&N Motorsports, K1 Race Gear, 518 for wrapping my cart, Super Sick,
I gotta change my batteries. Here, stay. See if I can change these batteries as fast as I can. All right, we'll try this again there. Landon, I'm sorry. So where did you end off there? Read the last one.
Discount Tire.
All right, Discount Tire. Make some noise out there. Sorry about the mic, but right here, I like the whole show. Just went, make some noise for Luke Knupp. Luke Knupp, man. Looking great out there. You just took that. You took your opportunity and you just ran with it. Biggest question I got to ask you, man. The Arizona flag's back on the car. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, just gotta have it.
Yeah, man, it's definitely a Luke Knupp. That's your signature, man, but it looked good out front again. Just like I was talking to Mason, you're growing exponentially as well. Pretty soon, next race, tomorrow he's going to look me right in the eyeball. But what was going on out there from your seat?
Well, I just passed Caden and then just held my lines and pulled away.
All right, very good. Well, I know you have a long list of people you want to say thank you to.
Active Screen Printing, Axial, Lucas Oil, Ultra Wheels, HPS Plumbing, Extreme, and Jimmy for spotting, and then all my other sponsors.
All right, well, I ran out of the mic. You guys better make some noise for Luke Knupp. And I'm going to get out of the way. You guys scoot on over here. Kate, Landon, you get on over there. You guys scoot out there. Get the good picture taken one more time. Make some noise. Here, JR1 class. Chris Johnson, who do we got coming up next?
Thank you so much, Mark Wright. It's our race number 4 production. 1,000cc UTVs. On the pole on the inside with a qualifying time of 49.44. It's Robert Van Beekum in the number 960. Outside row number 1, actually the quickest time was 48.925, held by the 948 of Corey Weller. Inside row number 2, 907, Trisha Wright. Outside row number 2, Ken Benson with the Dragonfire rig, number 995. Inside row number 3, it's the number 940, it's Dustin Nilsson. Daniel Roberts makes up the outside of row number 3 in the number 924. Inside row 4, 963, it's Paul O'Brien. And outside row number 4, the number 977, it's Brian Bunkers. Inside, row 5, number 943, it's Nathan Vasquez. And outside, our last row, it's number 936, it's Daly Pinto. This is, of course, our production 1000 UTV. As our Junior 1 carts go and roll on off, Luke Knupp leading them out. And our YXC Yamaha Racing presents the Lucas Oil Regional Off-Road Series Arizona right in front of you here at Wildhorse Pass for the Dragonfire Rumble After Dark right in front of us. So Van Beekum going to lead out Corey Weller for the front row as they follow that Yamaha YXC, the first race on the big course for tonight. Quick mention of all of our sponsors, of course. The Lucas Oil Regional Off-Road Series Arizona. Presented by Yamaha Racing and Lucas Oil Products. ADS Racing Shock, Santan Ford, MTX Audio, Weller Racing, Network Automotive, R&R Steel, Mr. Rooter, Arizona Color Wraps, Bodro Motorsports, Monster Energy, SDHQ Super Duty Headquarters, Super Sick, Big O Tire, PCI Race Radios, Kevin McMullen, Pinnacle Off-Road Motorsports, and Pinnacle Deli, Howe Performance Steering, Tilted Kilt, Hoosier Racing Tires, Action Automotive, Black Rhino Performance, General Tire, PRP Seats, Racer X Motorsports, Rugged Radios, and Ultra Wheel Company, our fine sponsors for tonight's action of the Dragonfire Rumble After Dark. Our back row between Vasquez and Pinnacle need to tighten it up just a little bit, even though our Yamaha YXZ pulls off, to give them the possibility of a green flag. Good job by Van Beekum. Leads them out slow. Holds off the charge of Corey Weller. Weller on the outside, Van Beekum on the inside. And Van Beekum takes the lead. Weller holding on to the second. And Trisha Wright in the third spot with the white flag. And Kenny Benson comes on the inside to take over that second spot. And I believe that's Dustin Nelson now storms into the lead, making a pass on everybody. Nelson, Weller, and Van Beekum as a full course yellow comes upon us. Car off to the side as our YXC Yamaha pace car goes and pulls out to lead them back down. We have one lap in the record books here for race number 4. You know, Mark, this class is so gosh darn competitive, huh?
Beyond no doubt about it. You can see, as you just saw right there, man, I'm having a hard time talking today. I don't know what's going on. Everything's out of sync. But as you just saw, things can go haywire really quickly in this class for dang sure.
Now the storm all the way from the third row all the way up to the front. Dustin Nelson now following the lead of the Yamaha YXZ with the lights on. Hey, what y'all think about this night racing stuff, huh? Pretty cool, huh? Yeah, pretty cool actually is the weather. Wow, what a difference a day makes. A couple days ago, we were having 100-degree weather down here, huh? Dustin Nelson having problems during qualifying. That's why he's all the way back in the third row for the start of this race. But now the YXC Yamaha turns out the lights. They're going to pull off the course. We're going to go back to racing. Nelson, Weller, and Wright. And Kenny Benson couldn't make the field. So the 907 in that last podium position. And on the outside of Dustin Nelson, here comes Corey Weller. And Trisha Wright right back onto Weller. All three of these are battling for the lead. No contest here. Nelson. Dustin Nelson in the number 940 as he still leads them out, coming through turn number 5 into turn number 6. Jumping on the backside. Nelson, Weller, and Wright are top 3, and a 4th place being that of the Dragonfire of Kenny Benson, number 995. Dragonfire, of course, the sponsor for tonight and tomorrow night's event for the Rumble After Dark.
Well, here you have it, that Yamaha YXZ out front, 2 of them, 1-2. And then one out front, Corey Weller, and the one behind him, as you saw, Dustin Nelson. He broke a steering component earlier. His steering quickener, the shaft actually broke in it, so he had to go back to a stock configuration. Elizabeth was saying that he's got the stock one in, so he no longer has a steering quickener. He's got a saw away on the steering wheel.
In that 5th spot, number 924 is Daniel Roberts. But still, Nelson, Weller, and Wright, followed by Benson, and, of course, the 924 of Roberts. Here comes Weller down the back chute as she coming onto the back bumper of Dustin Nelson. The battle for the lead now right in our realm. So look at this. Nelson got a tiger on his tail, and it's none other than Corey Weller.
Well, very
this is, of course, the production 1000cc stock UTV class.
That's right. They come out here to race as they're produced with a rebuilt cage. Corey Weller, though, leading Dustin Nelson over the finish line at this time. And Trisha Wright right there hot on their heels in that number 907 Polaris. And let me tell you something. It's Yamaha Polaris. But Trisha Wright has the speed and the race program that it takes to get her on top of my podium as well.
Mark, on the charge right now, Kenny Benson. He's got Trisha Wright within his gun sights. He's starting to close in on our 3rd place. But still, without contention, Dustin Nelson still holding on to that lead position ahead of Corey Weller. Here comes Benson. Only 2 car lengths just behind Trisha Wright. The Dragonfire driver, number 995, as the yellow comes out. Now this is going to get interesting, folks, because the fast car in this whole bunch was Kenny Benson. He pulled off the track for some reason. I don't know. Is he going to follow our pace car, or is he just going to hold on? Or did something happen? I don't know.
Oh, I said this a few times already, but I was able to talk with Corey Weller when I found out she was going to be racing this class. And as you know, Corey Weller very dominant in the SR1 class. So I was able to look at her and say, "Well, Corey, we know that you win the SR1 class a lot. How are you going to do out here in a production UTV? Because now in a production class, it's a driver's class." So we were able to see if Corey Weller had what it takes to get that car out front, and she's been racing it. And every time she's racing it, she's been out front. So it's safe to say Corey Weller has the tools to get the job done. So Chris Johnson, who's it going to be this time around? Can Corey Weller hold on, or do you think it's going to be Dustin Nelson, or can Trisha Wright take advantage of any kind of slip-up that either of those 2 drivers had, and can Trisha Wright get on top of my podium?
Well, you know, Trisha's been keeping in the wind of both Weller and Dustin Nelson. But she had a tiger in her tail, and that was Kenny Benson. Now, I don't know if Ken's going to be waiting for them to come back around or if he's experiencing some difficulties with the number 995 Dragonfire race rig.
Well, he doesn't have any problems out here. Ken Benson does have the speed and the knowledge to get out in front as well. So we'll find out. Is our Yamaha YXZ pace vehicle going to pull off at this time? Nope. We're going to go one more time around. And we'll find out in this second half and who it's going to be. That means if you see him go one more time around, that means we have a discrepancy in our lineup. So we'll hopefully get that fixed this time around. But Corey Weller, you heard me talk with Jason Weller about rumors of the Class 4 coming back out. If you didn't remember, Corey campaigned a ex-Carl Renner Class 4 car. And I don't see too much of that rumor being truth. So we'll find out in the future. But right now, Corey Weller dominating in his stock production class.
And number 924, Daniel Roberts, still holding on to that 4th spot behind Trisha Wright. But Paul O'Brien in 5th. Number 963, he started back from the 4th row. He is on the move right now. And a tough break for Kenny Benson as he cannot make the field. So this next time around, they should be able to take that green flag to get back to racing.
So another name out there that's pretty cool and new to this class is Daley Penteco out there. Daley Penteco in the number 936 car. He was the last of our qualifiers, but Daley Penteco out there, and you can see him there just ahead of Ken Benson. If I've got it right. Well, it looks like our Yamaha YXZ is pulling off. We're going green this time around.
Weller bumping back into Nelson as Corey's trying to come around the outside. Now tries to dive on the inside of Dustin Nilsson. And here comes Trisha Wright. All 3 drivers within striking distance of each other. So good job in mentioning the field right now, Daniel Roberts, but he's being closely approached by the number 963, Paul O'Brien. The battle for 4th now is in our midst.
Dustin Nelson going inside. Corey Weller going into turn 3. Trying to get his job done. Corey Weller, though, leading into turn 4. And now there's no decision out there. And they were saying that everybody in these UTVs, with no decision coming out of turn 4, those jumps are pretty hectic for these UTVs.
Nilsson and Corey Weller still going at it for that lead position. Trisha Wright dropping off in the field. But look at this battle for 4th right now.
I love the fact that
Got
we
a
can look
whole
out
bunch
here
into this mix. Kenny Benson coming up onto Paul O'Brien and Daniel Roberts. And Nathan Vasquez in a 943 in that 7th spot. As Nelson and Corey Weller coming down the front straightaway. Just a couple more to go, and they'll get that checkered flag. Trisha Wright all by her lonesome. And Kenny Benson now solidly into that 4th spot. Followed by Paul O'Brien in 5th. So those positions are pretty well secured. Dustin Nilsson has good clean air between him and 2nd. As a yellow comes out, car out between turn number 5 and 6.
Well, Corey Weller out there doing a great job keeping Dustin Nelson at bay right now. And Trisha Wright staying there in 3rd place, hoping for a mistake out of those 2 drivers. And we'll see if she can capitalize on anything that happens there.
You know, Mark, even with the chilliness and the wind right now, I want to thank each and every one of you in our grandstands for for coming out to be with us this evening for round number 5 of the Lucas Oil Regional Off-Road Series, Arizona.
Brought to you by Yamaha Racing and Dragonfire Rumble After Dark.
And not to mention Lucas Oil Racing Products.
Man, if you haven't, this isn't a plug. This is just a personal experience, man. I tried out the Lucas Oil Shiner. It's a spray wax, and I got to tell you, I use it on my dirt bike. After you get done getting the dirt bike, you dry it off, hit that on there. It is what it says, man. Slick mist. It is incredible. If you haven't ever tried it out, it's a waterless wax, and it's awesome.
Mark, talking about Lucas Oil Racing Products right now, I've been using them ever since they come onto the market, and I put somewhere between 40 to 50,000 miles a year on my vehicles.
Right. Being an announcer, you got to travel quite a bit.
I travel a lot, and back and forth to California, Nevada, and all the way northern California, and New Mexico and Colorado. I go all over the place, but I have never once had an engine or transmission or rear end failure because I use Lucas Oil Racing Products.
I just had a rear end failure last weekend on my way up to the announcing up there in Sholu at the New Thunder Raceway. The Joneses, I don't know if you heard, but it is now under the Joneses management. And we actually got a race coming up here the very next rounds. If I'm not mistaken, the rounds 7 and 8 are going to be up in Sholu. Is that correct?
We're only round 7. We're going to do qualifiers one night and mains the next.
All right, well, there you go. So round 7 out there at the Sholu at the Thunder Pass. And wait till we see the track design. I like it. I can't wait to see it.
That's something completely different. Okay, the Yamaha YXC getting ready to pull out the course, and we are going to go back to a full course green as Dustin Nelson, number 940, Weller on the inside of Nelson, right off the start, and they're side by side, and here comes Trisha Wright and Kenny Benson. Man, oh man, inside of Nelson is Corey Weller, side by side as they go through turn number 2.
But I don't know if you saw it going into turn 1. Dustin Nelson, there you go. Dustin Nelson making the pass on Corey Weller. And now Trisha Wright, she's in the mix there too, and she has the ability and the speed to get up there. And Ken Benson, you can see that 4th place. But Dustin Nelson right now bumping Corey out of the way. Can Corey get that number 1 spot back?
Corey back on the inside of Nelson, but not quite. As they come back through the rollers in turn number 6. Side by side down the front straightaway, and Nelson and Wright. Corey Weller on the inside of Nelson. They both up, and Corey Weller takes over the lead.
We got a race in our hand, Chris Johnson and Corey Weller doing the exact same move that Dustin Nelson just did on the restart. Corey Weller now going into turn 2 ahead of Dustin Nelson and Trisha Wright. I know she's got the best seat in the house watching this battle between Corey Weller and Dustin Nelson, their Yamaha YXZs.
Trisha Wright, she's still within the wind of both of those two, but they are really putting on a show for us. Here comes Nelson again, following that blue light on the backside of Corey Weller's rig. As they head back down the front straightaway still. Wright, Nelson, and Wright. Weller, Nelson, and Wright.
Well, if Dustin Nelson's going to get the job done, he's only got one more lap to do it. Corey Weller leads in the last lap. Can Corey Weller hold off the thwarts of Dustin Nelson, or can Trisha Wright? If they hit any part of the track, can Trisha Wright get here? We'll find out. I'm going to go down there so we can talk to our winners.
Sounds good, Mark. Mark Wright, another Wright in this mix, as Trisha Wright still holds on to that 3rd. And here comes Nelson to try to square into Corey Weller, but can't quite get it done. Weller is on fire, on the gas, here for the Dragonfire Rumble After Dark. Coming around turn number 6 on the rollers. Back down the front straightaway. Standing, arms in the air. Corey Weller takes the win. Dustin Nelson comes in 2nd. And Trisha Wright, ladies, running 1 and 2. And Kenny Benson comes in round in for number 4. Not a podium position for the Dragonfire of Drive.
Chris Johnson, what a race we just witnessed right there. Corey Weller and Dustin Nelson getting the job done. A very excited Corey Weller, I'm sure. We'll talk to the drivers as soon as they get off the track.
Next race in staging, race number 5 is our Pro Buggy Unlimited and Limited Buggy. Race number 5 in staging right now. Tough break for Robert Van Beekum earlier on in the race, having mechanical issues, having to be towed off the track.
Something really cool about this class right here, Chris Johnson. This is slowly becoming one of our coveted classes, one of the great classes, one of the premier classes out here. That's a production UTV. The onset of Corey Weller coming onto it too, and Dustin Nelson with a new Yamaha YXZ out here competing in this class. This promises to be one of the best classes out here in our off-road racing program out here at Lucas Oil Regional Off-Road Series here in Arizona. So we'll talk to the winners as soon as we get them up on our podium.
Hey, while you're all down there for the podium presentation by Mark Wright, getting ready for our winner, Corey Weller, Dustin Nelson, and Trisha Wright, right down in front of you, Super Sick, selling all sorts of good stuff. They got Lucas Oil stuff and Super Sick stuff right there at the base of the grandstands in front of the podium. So go check them out while you're down there for the podium presentation.
Well, I'm pretty excited about this. I've talked to Corey Weller probably more than any other racer than in my career is Corey Weller. So I always enjoy interviewing her. Dustin Nelson, get on up here. Let's talk to you. And Trisha Wright, just like young Mia Chapman, definitely a great fan of hers. And this girl, Trisha Wright out here, I'm slowly. Well, let's get Trisha up here. Let's get these trophies out here. Trisha, there's yours. Man, we'll get to you in a second. And where's this lovely young lady right here? Y'all make some noise for these three. They just put on one hell of a race. And Trisha Wright, here, that one's yours. So we'll talk with you first. Corey Weller, that one's yours. Man, you had the best seat in the house watching this battle go on out there. I bet you were hoping that one of them would make a mistake so you could just get that first place.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping so, but I was kind of hoping at the same time that I wouldn't be tangled up with them if something happened.
Man, it looks great out here. There's a great race. Dustin put the moves on Corey, and you saw it happen. But you know what I saw? Them getting tangled up, and you just squeezing right by.
Yeah, I try to keep my patience, so I let whatever happened between them happen, and then if something happened, I would capitalize on them.
Well, you're the fastest of the rest of the field, so, man, tell us who got you here.
Well, it feels good to be like the only Polaris with a factory Yamaha, so yeah. Thanks to the whole XMF crew. Jimmy built me a great car. Ken Cycle Tech, my parents, everyone that came out, my family. Walker Evans, GMZ Wheels, R&R Steel, Ken Cycle Tech, Muzzy Performance, and yeah.
Well, I pretty much get to talk to her almost every race. You better make some noise. A lot of stuff happening from Trisha Wright. Third place out here. But, man, Dustin, we had a whole bad thing here. Second place here today. Your steering quickener got out and you had to go back to stock. But, man, you going into turn one, got the inside of Corey Weller. You got around her, and she came back the very next lap and put the same move on you.
Yeah, I had to try something on a restart. When we get out into our own air, it seems like it's kind of tough to get up close enough to make something happen. So I tried it on the restart. I got inside of her. I stayed as clean as you could possibly be, I thought. And, hey, on the next lap, she got up next to me. and she got into me a little bit, but hey, she held her line pretty good. She just pushed me a little bit out, didn't like clean me out. So maybe a little bit of rubbing is what it takes to get first. And hey, she's fast. Her YXZ's fast. My YXZ's fast. We're battling. That's what it's going to take.
Man, it looked awesome. I tell you what, the fans were going crazy over there watching you two battle. It was awesome. It's really good when I don't have to take a crowd; they take me, and that was really good, man. But you got a long list of sponsors, man. Second place, you're still the man.
Yeah, huge thanks to Yamaha, of course, with the YXZ 1000R, giving us something to race in this production 1000 class. I love this car. It's so much fun. It's durable, and we're kicking butt in it. So I'm pretty stoked on that. DWT wheels and tires, Fox shocks. Weller Racing helps me out. IMG built the cage and chassis on this car. There's so many people. Cryo Heat does all the metal treatment on my cars to keep them going strong for a long time. And, I'm just looking forward to the rest of the weekend.
All right, well, there you have it. You can bet if Dustin Nelson is here, he's going to be on my podium. Make some noise. But right now, this woman right here, she's the winner. And Corey Weller, no stranger to my podium, man. You got to tell him, what an aggressive move. Such an exciting race. What was going through your mind?
The car's so dialed right now. I mean, kudos to Yamaha again for giving us a platform like that, like straight out of the box. It doesn't take much to make these things fast on the track. So, I mean, that's a huge help, obviously, right there. Jason has worked endlessly again. Woo! We got this car really well set up a few races ago and haven't really had to touch it since. So that setup was amazing out here. And, yeah, the race itself was a blast. Like, it was really fun. I like racing with Dustin a lot, but he's right. It's kind of to the point now where, man, if you want to get around and you got to I hate that happened, Dustin. I really am, and I'm still coming to your wedding, I hope. But sometimes it's the only way you can get past him. He has all the good lines. So yeah, it sucks that had to happen that way. But on the flip side, I am happy to be up here on the number one spot. I don't get to do this very often, so I'm sure he's going to get me back tomorrow. But no, again, thank you to Dragonfire Racing's out here. Thank you so much for all your support this year. You guys are awesome. Yamaha, again, for coming on board with us this year. Weller Racing, Air Raid, Lucas Oil TV. If you guys haven't watched Lucas Oil TV coverage yet live, it is amazing. It's HD. It's amazing, like, announcing. And if you Twitter with them, they'll talk to you on air while they're announcing and stuff. So it's very cool. So Maxxis Tires, everybody that comes out here, again, to support us. And Tim for putting on the series.
All right, well, I got one more question for you. Who's going to take this home tomorrow? I'm just curious.
I'm not in that race. I think Elizabeth Bash is going to take that home tomorrow.
All right, well, there you have it. Your prediction. You guys scoot on over and get the pictures. One more round of applause for this production UTV class. Back up to you, Chris Johnson.
Thank you, Mark. Nice podium as always. It's the race number 5, Pro Buggy Unlimited and Limited Buggy. Kyle Rupp, number 11 inside on the pole on row number 1. Number 34 is Sterling Kling. Jerry, number 87, inside row number 2. Brady, number 74, outside row number 2. Trey Gibbs, he signed up in about 3 different events all night long. Number 15, inside row number 3. Ryan Anderson, number 12, on the outside of row number 3. We have a row break in row number 4, and it's the limited buggy class. Krista Smith, inside on 5. And number 321, Will Wing, number 357, outside row number 5. And Chrissy Sullivan, number 306, inside row number 6. This is our Pro Buggy, Unlimited, and Limited Buggy, race number 5. Y'all in the other grandstands, give our young ladies and our gentlemen a round of applause as they roll on out. They can hear you. Corey Weller, Dustin Nelson, and Trisha Wright.
Very exciting race to watch out here, but I was just out here watching Dustin Nelson and Corey Weller get in their car, and the tension was so thick, man, you could have cut it with a broken zip tie. How about that? Is that a good one, Dan? That was a good one? All right, Dan says it's a perfect one. All right, so another round coming up here next. It's the Pro Buggies and Limited Buggies. And in this race, a Krista Smith and a Limited Buggy. And her mom always does a great job out here in making sure I've got her info. So, Chris Johnson, I'll read it out to you right now. Krista Smith out there in the number 321 car. She's 21 years old. She's from Glendale. Her sponsors are Select Glass, Action Auto Gearboxes. Steve Godfrey does the engine work. Stand Up MRI of Arizona. Federals, of course, Mom and Dad, and help from Grandpa. That is Krista Smith's long list of sponsors right there. You can see her out there in the purple and orange car in the limited buggy class and our pro buggy class, Chris Johnson. Wow, it's looking like one heck of a race right here.
Thank you, Mark Wright. The rider to watch on this one, number 11, Kyle Rupp. And Sterling Kling on the outside of him, and Jared Irwin also puts on a good show in the pro buggy class. Irwin, of course, in that bright lime green rig. Rupp on the inside of row number 1, and Sterling Kling on the outside of row number 1. Now, the last Lucas Oil Regional Off-Road Series Arizona that I attended, I took the last round out. I had a big race out in California, but we saw Jared Irwin and Brady Whitlock giving some serious competition with Kyle Rupp. So we'll see how these first 4 runners will do. And our last 3 on that back row for the separation gap between the Pro Buggy Unlimited and our Limited Buggy. As Mark was saying, Krista Smith should put up a good charge for that Limited Buggy class.
Boy, that's right. You know, one thing we haven't talked about out here today, as it just drove by you, is the American Thunder Arizona Color monster truck that you can ride along in. So you boys and girls want to get over there. It's right next to Jimbo's over here. You can get signed up. I think he charges about $5. I don't know what he's charging tonight, but get over there. If you want to ride in a monster truck, take the kids over there, and you too can ride in a monster truck. Sounds like we're going green.
Sterling Kling on the outside of Kyle Rupp as they go down back on the back straightaway, and Kling takes the lead. And here comes Jared Irwin in that 3rd spot, followed by Brady Whitlock in 4th. So Kling, a Rupp, and Irwin, our top 3 runners here in the Pro Buggy class. And in our limited class, and it looks to be Krista Smith in control of that one in the number 321. Nice job by Sterling Kling. Got out the start on lap number 1, takes over the lead, and here comes a Rupp on the outside of Kling, coming through turn number 2, up on the wall. And a Rupp can't quite reel in on that cleared real estate between him and Sterling Kling. Kling, of course, in the number, Rupp in the number 11. And here comes Irwin. Irwin Bobble coming through turn number 4. Not quite able to keep up, but he's got a tiger on his tail of Brady Whitlock, number 74. A Rupp now on the outside of Kling coming through turn number 1. Kling has a little bit more horsepower, I think, than as they come through turn number 2. And a Rupp on the outside. Kling's able to cling on to that first place. Irwin's still in 3rd. Brady Whitlock. Now keep your eyes on that bright yellow car, number 87. That's Jared Irwin, as he's into that 3rd spot. He's trying to charge of Brady Whitlock. Coming around to the inside of Irwin, down the front straightaway, trying to take over that lead on the 3rd spot for that last podium position. Still, Kyle Rupp in 2nd, and Sterling Kling, number 34, holding on to that lead position. Krista Smith stretching out her lead. Rupp now on the plane trying to over that lead position, onto the middle podium position, while Jared Irwin's still in that third spot, trying to hold up the charge of Brady Whitlock. Man, Kling's got some great lines. He's able to hold off that charge of Kyle Rupp. Now one of our top batters just cannot make up that distance between him and Sterling Kling in the number 34. Down into turn number 4, still Sterling Kling, Kyle Rupp, and Eric Jerwin. Just about ready. Here we go. Taking our competition yellow. That'll tighten up our pack just quite a bit right now. Still Kling. Irwin in the third spot. A Rupp in the second. And Brady Whitlock in the fourth spot.
Well, I tell you what, Chris Johnson, I'm down here with a brand new SR1 driver out here. And what was your name again?
Nick Harrington.
Nick Harrington. I have seen you out there. That car, you had a lot of practice out there, and you did pretty good out there. I was watching it.
Yes, sir. It's coming along good.
All right, well, tell me where you're from.
Originally from a little town called Venice, Louisiana. The military brought me out, and the wife made me stay.
Now, if you didn't understand the accent, Louisiana. See, so I like the way you say it. Say that again.
Louisiana.
Oh, there in Louisiana. I can't even do it now. Now, talk to me about some food down there. There got to be some good food down there.
Yeah, I used to weigh about 270 pounds, and when I left, I lost all the weight.
No more gumbo.
Yes, sir. No more.
No more. All right. Well, I'll tell you what. Let's look for him. Chris Harrington. Chris Harrington, right? Nick Harrington. I got the Chris and Nick confused there, so sorry about that, Chris. All right, looks like we're going green this time around. Car number 34, Sterling Kling out front. Sterling Kling out front. And right behind him, Kyle Arup and Jared Irwin, your top three. Coming into turn 1, and young Rhino Anderson, he's out there. And he's trying to get up there in those top 3 as well.
Sterling Kling. Kyle Rupp now over the lead. Wow, top break. Playing flawless race up until just now. As he now drops back to 5th spot, Kyle Rupp has clean air in front without any issue. Jared Irwin in the 2nd spot now. And here comes Brody Whitlock in the 74 coming up on to Jared Irwin. So we got a battle for second as Kyle Rupp stretches out even further in the number 11. Tough break for Sterling, running absolutely flawless all race long. Now let's keep our eyes on number 74, Brady Whitlock, as he's knocking on that back bumper of Jared Irwin in the bright yellow car. Come back down the front straightaway, following the win of that of Kyle Rupp. Whitlock on the inside of Irwin, not quite able to make it as they come. And Ryan Anderson now sliding into that 4th spot as a mistake of Sterling Kling gives him that advantage. So now he's into the 4th. Got that real estate between him and our 3rd place runner of Brady Whitlock. Now here comes Whitlock back up onto Irwin. The battle for second continues. Even though Will in a position Irwin, he knows he'd much rather be in that second spot. Here comes on the inside Irwin again. Every single lap, once or twice each lap, Whitlock coming up onto the backside of Irwin to try to take over that second place.
Brady Whitlock out here. I don't know if you're paying attention, but he is all over Jared Irwin. Jared Irwin, one of our racers out here. He's a regular at the Lucas Oil Regional Off-Road Series here in Arizona. And you can see him take the white flag now. Kyle Arab in a first time out in his unlimited pro car. And I know he's going to be very excited. We got to talk to him earlier. So can he hold on for one more lap to be on top of my podium?
Coming back through the middle of the course still, without doubt, fastest car on the track. Kyle Rupp in the 7 with the white flag flying. Jared Irwin in that second spot in the number 87, followed by the 74 of Brady Whitlock. And trying to clean house and trying to make up the ground a little bit, Ryan Anderson in that 4th spot. And still a leader of the limited class, it's Krista Smith, number 321. Rupp, Irwin, and Whitlock are top 3 in the unlimited class for the pro buggies. As our Santan Ford getting ready to come back out to lead them back to podium position. Congratulations to the number 11, Kyle Rupp, for taking the top honors here in race number 5.
I know Kyle Arab's going to be very excited right here, as we said earlier, his first time in a pro unlimited buggy, so we'll talk.
Good Ford deal. Tell them you're a participant and a spectator here for the Lucas Oil Regional Off-Road Series here in Arizona. And you heard all about Santan Ford from either myself or Mark Wright. In staging, get go right now. It is a modified car. It's race number 6. Again, in staging last fall. I think Kyle's pretty happy with that one. Give him a round of applause. Stand up, cheer, pound the stage. Let everybody know that you appreciate this great racing action we're having in front of us here at Wildhorse Pass. With that, Mark, you get to come on down and talk to these fine gentlemen. Have fun, buddy.
Well, I got to talk to you. I got an off-road racing legend down here, Danny Sullivan, man. Chrissy Sullivan just won the limited. You got to be pretty stoked to watch her out there doing it.
Yeah, I'm real happy about it.
Man, and I got to tell you, I used to race with this guy. And here we are now. We're announcing, and he's got to watch his second generation here out there. Now, I do got to ask you, because, you know, we're both older now. I'm 46 now. I still like to race, man. Do you miss racing?
Yeah, I do. I'll get out there one of these days.
Yeah. And let me ask you this. What do you like better, short course racing or the desert racing we used to do?
Well, I like the desert, but I like this short course for her.
Well, because we're right here. We can watch it happen.
Yep, makes it a lot easier.
All right, well, there you go. We're going to talk with her when she gets up here. But right now, let's get the winners up here. Kyle Arab, I know, is going to be stoked. Jared Irwin doing a great job. And this man right here, Brady Whitlock, Jesus Christ, you just got crazy out there. Get on up there, boys. Let's talk with you. I know Kyle Arab's going to be pretty stoked. Let's get the trophies handed out to these guys. So come on up here. Come on, fellas, we're pushed for time. I'm sorry, gentlemen. I'm really sorry. Where's Kyle? Kyle, get on up here. I got some interviewing to do. We got to rock and roll. We got 2 classes. We got to go as fast as we can. We're a little pressed for time up here. Well, we'll wait for, there he is. There he is. All right, you get there. All right, first of all, let's talk with Brady. Brady, man, I tell you what, you were very aggressive out there. Definitely got some stuff going out there. I had a lot of stuff for these 2.
Yeah, we just got a new car, new tranny. So it got put in at 1:30 last night. So no testing, but we did good. Definitely a big step from practice, and just had fun, man.
Man, it definitely looked good. You were definitely fast out there. Jared making his car nice and wide for you. You couldn't get around. You were trying everything. You were throwing everything but the kitchen sink at him.
Yes, sir. He was definitely holding me off for sure.
All right. Well, you got onto my podium, man. Let's say thank you to the people who got you here.
I just got to thank my dad, Integrity Racing, Integrity Air Conditioning, Fodrils Motorsports, Danny Fodril. They stayed up with the car last night. All my family's here, my wife, my twins. So just a good weekend.
That's quite a list right there. Brady Whitlock, everybody, 3rd place here. And this pro buggy, but no stranger to my podium right here. Jared Irwin, man, looking good out there as usual. Kyle Arup, though, man, he just checked out.
Oh, yeah. For the first part of the race, it was just follow the leader pretty much the whole time. So just had to stay there and
just see how it plays out.
Oh, yeah. And then one of the cars spun out in the corner, and, we got by clean. So for the most part, it was a clean race.
That's right. It was Sterling Kling. That was the one that spun out. And Sterling, as you know, races the National. He's out here. He's quite a competitor, but very uncharacteristic. Spin out in turn 3, getting you up here in the 2nd place. But must feel pretty good still.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Well, tell me who you want to say thank you to.
I just got to thank my family for all the help and support, ADS Racing Shocks, and everyone that volunteers time to help out with the series.
All right, you heard it, Jared Irwin, no stranger to my podium, and he's up here talking to me. But if I got this right, we interviewed him earlier. First time in a pro buggy and a first-time winner. Is that right?
No.
Oh, I thought you said that right. I didn't see I said it wrong.
First year in a pro buggy.
Okay. That was first year. All right, there we go. First year, but you wanted to get in here. You are talking to me.
Yeah, man. It was a great race. I was following Kling, and I couldn't be happier than where I was. I was right on his tail, and it was a bummer for him to make a mistake because I was having fun just following him and trying to battle with him, and battling with all these guys this whole season has been great for me, and I can't wait for the next one tomorrow.
Well, Kyle, you definitely were looking aggressive. Your lines out there were very aggressive and very fast. The car looks good. You got it set right, and, man, you must be feeling that car. You probably wouldn't want to change a thing. Just wash it off and come out here and win.
Man, we put all kinds of work into it, and I just got to thank my dad and my mom and my brother for always working hard to get me here, and Empire Destructive, Undaunted Apparel, S&M Media for all the sick pictures, Dave Parsons Fabrication, Summers Brothers Racing, Fortin for helping out, and just everybody else who helps out with the series.
All right, there you go. Kyle Arup, you're winner of this pro buggy. You guys scoot over there. You know the routine. Get those pictures to put on the website. Kyle, did you get this? You got one. All right, there you go. All right, very good, you guys. Let's get the limited buggies up here. Will Wing, was he able to limp in? Crystal, let's go. Will. Chrissy Sullivan. Come on. Oh, my God. Danny, I haven't seen her in, she's what is she, 35 now? Yeah, come on up. I haven't seen you in a minute, that's all. So now I get to talk to you. So get on up here. All right. So with that being said, Chrissy, I will hand you this. That's yours. All right, we'll get to talk to you in a second. Here you are, Krista. That's got to feel pretty good. And this is a very uncharacteristic trophy for me to hand this young man right here. But let's talk with you. Always got the family in tow. It sounded like you were having gas problems or ignition problems, so that must have been a tough break.
Yeah, we broke a rocker arm in qualifying and just didn't find it till it was too late, and so we just made a point to stay out of it and had some fun.
All right, well, very good. You going to be able to fix it for tomorrow's race?
Oh, yeah, we'll fix it.
Yeah, that's the one thing about a limited buggy, easiest thing in the world to fix. You can pull the engine out with a motorcycle strap.
Oh, yeah, Volkswagen.
All right, very good. Well, tell us who gets you here.
Oh, I got to thank my wife, and want to wish my wife and mother-in-law Happy Mother's Day. And I got to thank Don's Bus Box and everybody else for coming out and helping support. Adam, the Sluters, everybody that comes out, Cookman. Thank you, guys.
All right, there you go. Will we get ready? He was able to get it done. But this young lady, she put in a great race. Let me slide in here, Chrissy. I'm sorry. Krista Smith out here. Man, the car looking good, and you wished for some competition out here, and you got it.
Yeah, I had some a lot more competition, and it was fun to race with these two.
Man, I tell you what, it was a very exciting race. We had the pros out there. I saw Kyle Arup out there just deliver the goods out there. Will Wing having some problems, man, but you're running steady out here, and you got into second place.
Yeah, I like to thank my sponsor, Select Glass, Fodro Motorsports, Dirt Girl Off-Road, Steve Godfrey, Richard Roberts from Action Auto Gearboxes, my mom, my dad, my grandpa, and everyone that comes out to the races.
Well, that's very good. Crystal Smith, 21 years old, out of Glendale, Arizona. Second place makes some noise. But this young lady, I can't believe I'm going to do this. Chrissy Sullivan, look at you, all grown up now. How old are you these days?
27.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I don't know. See, girls always hate it when you say that they're older than they really are. But, man, it's an honor for me to be up here interviewing you because I used to race with that old man right there. You know that? So he says he kind of misses it. But how do you feel right now?
I feel real good. I always have so much fun out here with you guys, and it was a great night, beautiful night.
It is a very beautiful night. You guys are in your race suit. I'm out here freezing, but that's all right. So give us a list of thank you.
Fodrels, Danny Fodrell for my badass car, my old man Danny Sullivan, Dwayne Anderson, Ryan Anderson, the donkey, my whole team.
All right, the donkey, I'm going to get out of the way. You guys scoot over. We'll get the family over here. You guys squeeze in like you weren't racing just now, and we're going to get a picture of you. Chris Johnson, back up to you.
Mark, you had your hand full on that one. Anyway, hey, getting ready right now for race number 6. These youngsters race these things like crazy. It's a modified karts. And on the inside, this will be his second race of the night. I think he'll be racing another one as well. Number 515 on the inside, row number 1, it's Trey Gibbs. Outside, row number 1, fast qualifier. Nope, second fast qualifier is Cole Keats, number 553. The number 588 is on the inside of row number 2. It's Connor McMullen. Outside row number 2, number 528, it's Nathan Berry. The fast young lady, man, she kills these guys all the time. Number 537, inside row number 3, Mia Chapman. Outside row number 3, it's Bronson Kiramonte, number 574. Cohen Crawford, number 548, is inside row number 4. Outside row 4, it's Riley Pierce, number 575. And Mikey Smith, number 581, outside row number 5. On the inside of Chance Hagen, number 518. So our competitors right now, the modified karts, as soon as these young ladies and young gentlemen come rolling on out, we'll get underway with race number 6, our modified karts.
Well, Chris Johnson, I got to tell you, Jason Weller, he always gets down on me when I say this, but this is my favorite class in off-road racing. I always got to say the SR1 got to be my second favorite class in off-road racing. The reason I love this racing, man, these are kids no older than 15 years old. They've been out here racing for a long, long time to get up into these modified karts. These are shifter karts. They do have a clutch. They got to be driven. And these kids drive the big track, and they are super, super fast. And if you've never seen modified kart racing, make sure you come out and watch this one right here, because I promise a lot of carnage, and I promise a lot of good racing coming up right now.
You know, I'm really surprised with our youngsters coming in these modified karts that there's not more carnage than there is. But they actually race very, very clean. And this being my fourth Lucas Oil event attending, I'm a newbie on this block, and I'm just like you, Mark. I really enjoy watching these modified karts roll around the course.
I just think they're very exciting to watch, you know, and I've wanted to try to put together something that will show per scale how fast these cars actually are. They're actually within a couple seconds of the full-size cars that they represent, like the Pro 2s or the Pro 4s. So if we also relate that to their scale, they are definitely the fastest car in off-road racing.
Yeah, of course, we're going to have some racing action tomorrow for round number 6 of the Lucas Oil Off-Road Regional Series here in Arizona. Now, mind you, next weekend, for those of you looking for something else to do, the 14th and 15th, down there in Lake Elsinore Motorsport Park, it's the California Regional.
I want to go. Are you going?
Now I'll be out at Lake Havasu with the Azop Grand Prix, the Lake Havasu Grand Prix.
Well, I'm going to be up in Sholo for a monster truck event out there at the New Thunder Raceway. I was out there last weekend, and I'll tell you, Tim Jones and Marty Jones, they took over management of the track up there, and we've really turned some things around. We got a lot of work ahead of us out there. We're actually going to have round 7 of our race out there at Thunder Raceway. So we're very excited about that.
Actually, next weekend, the 14th, for those of you running modified carts and UTVs, you are welcome to come. That Azop Grand Prix happening there at Lake Havasu at the Motorsport Park there. It's about a 6-mile course, and it should be pretty exciting. It's only a one-day affair, though. Usually the Grand Prix happening there are 2, but it's only going to be 1.
Chris Johnson, it makes me so happy to hang out with Danny Sullivan and Chrissy Sullivan out here. It brings back so many good memories. When I was back in my heyday of racing, man, I saw these guys every weekend. So got to watch Danny in his Chevy truck. But you know what's coming up next. You can hear the modified carts taking the tracks right now.
Now, besides the Dragonfire Rumble After Dark, we got a Rumble right now. It's modified carts. Gibbs, Keats, McMullen, Berry, Chapman, Kiramonte, Crawford, Pierce, Smith, and Hagen.
That's quite a list right there. Some veterans out there. Trey Gibbs, he's pulling double duty tonight. You'll actually see Trey Gibbs out here in a pro light later on this evening. Cole Keats, what can I say about Cole Keats? This young boy, he has got an awesome race program. Cole Keats, he's actually going to be out here for the rally car race that we're going to have. I think it's scheduled. It might be next weekend. If it is next weekend, looks like I'm not going to Sholo. Connor McMullen out there, and he's got a brand new sponsor on the side of his car. And Nathan Berry, as you heard from the CBR Racing, Connor Berry Racing. And we talked to her before. Hopefully she can get on my podium. Mia Chapman, this is a new class for her. She's doing a great job. As you heard earlier, she's only concentrating on the modified carts right now. So Mia Chapman. Bronson Charamonte, what can I say about him as well? Got the tools to get on my podium. So this is going to be a great race. Hopefully we'll see the Yamaha YXZ Pace vehicles shut their lights off, and indeed, we're going green this time around. Wildhorse Pass, are you ready for my favorite class in off-road racing? They're coming up right now waiting for their green flag.
Right now by Trey Gibbs. As he's on the inside in the blue car, as Cole Keats in the orange and white car. And coming from the outside, gets past Gibbs. As Trey Gibbs drops back to that second spot, here comes Connor McMullen on the inside, side by side with Gibbs, as they come back down upon us into turn number 4.
Connor McMullen going wide into turn 3. And right now, Trey Gibbs out front. No, Cole Keats out front. And Trey Gibbs and Connor McMullen.
Now here comes Chapman. Mia Chapman in the 4th spot right now. You cannot rule her out because on the inside of her is Bronson Kiramonte, and they're side by side battling for that 4th spot. Well, but still back in the lead. Oh, go ahead, Mark.
I was just going to say it's going to be an interesting development as this race progresses because Mia Chapman, she's no stranger to get a car around to get back on top of my podium, and she's got the knowledge on what it takes too. Hey, coming around the finish line jump right now. This time, Cole Keats out front. Trey Gibbs and Connor McMullen, 3 of the best drivers in this class for sure.
Actually, Mark, the battle between Chapman is between Nathan Berry and a 528 for 4th place. But still side by side right now, Cole Keats and Connor McMullen battling for that 2nd spot. Keats still on the advantage. And Trey Gibbs still pulls away with this thing. McMullen on the outside of Keats as they come back through turn number 1. And now Chapman drops back as Nathan Berry gets fired for that 4th spot into number 528.
There's a couple races going on right now.
Keats and McMullen are. You can throw a Mexican blanket over these 3 right now. Go ahead, Mark.
Well, I'll tell you, there's a couple of races going on out there. There's the one for first place, as you see, between Trey Gibbs and Cole Keats, but also Nathan Berry and Mia Chapman doing a great job of swapping places there. They are swapping some paint out here.
Full course yellow right now. Spin out over there in turn number 2. This will tighten up our pack just quite a bit. Maybe give a chance for Connor McMullen to surpass Cole Keats for that 2nd spot. I don't know if anybody has anything for Trey Gibbs. Gibbs is absolutely on fire tonight.
Man, I have to agree with you there on Trey Gibbs. He's doing a great job out here, pulling some multiple classes out here that he's racing, and his program is definitely one of the top competitors out here at the Wildhorse Pass here tonight.
You think he's trying to get some lap time, huh?
You know what I mean? Hey, I think that's one of the greatest things. If you race a class that's a little bit faster, come out here in a class to learn the lines, so that way you can see how the track is developing, so you actually have a little inside, info there, so...
Hey, we're going to see Trey coming out in the stock trucks here a little bit later, too.
Yeah, Trey's got a beautiful, beautiful pro light, so we'll see how he does out here. But right now, he's leading this modified karts. He's got a very tough competitor out there, Cole Keats, and I'm really excited for Cole Keats racing the rally car out here. So I think as I just answered my question, I'm going to be out here as well watching Cole lay it down with the rally event coming out here. I think it's next weekend, I'm pretty sure. Right? 14th? No? Next weekend? Yeah, a little off. Okay, it is next weekend, right? All right. Told you I'm an announcer. I'm not good at math.
On the move right now, Mark, Nathan Berry, currently in that 4th spot, ahead of Mia Chapman. But it's Gibbs, Keats, McMullen, and Berry, and followed by Mia Chapman. Oh, Chapman on the inside of Berry, but Berry coming around the outside again, trying to reel up onto that 3rd spot. Berry drops back. Oh, man, and here comes Chapman. Trey Gibbs still ahead of Cole Keats and Connor McMullen for the top 3 positions.
From my perspective down here, it looks like Mia Chapman, they were running 3 wide in between Nathan Berry and the other car out there, and Mia Chapman just rubbed them and got spun around.
Chapman, the one that spun, now way back in the pack, trying to make up for lost time as Trey Gibbs leads out Connor McMullen side by side with Cole. Battling for that 2nd spot in the win of number 15, Trey Gibbs, 5:15.
Connor McMullen and Cole Keats rubbing in, coming out of turn number 3, heading into turn 4. They stayed side by side, going into turn 4 where the decision used to be. But right now, Trey Gibbs and that 515 car running away with it.
Right for Colin Crawford, actually had a charge coming up on to Nathan Berry just a little bit ago. Now dropping back several positions. But still, Gibbs, Keats, and McMullen And Keats catching a bobble. And there goes McMullen side by side with Keats to take over that second spot. So good job by McMullen to bank on a mistake by Cole Keats to able to take over that second spot. Trey Gibbs, 515, still in the lead. Nathan Berry in that fourth spot. Gibbs, McMullen, and Keats. Now Keats back up on the McMullen side by side as they come back into turn number 3. McMullen on the inside, Keats on the outside. Again, a spot where McMullen got by him last time. And then here comes Nathan Berry, one of our fast qualifiers, still holding on to that fourth spot as Gibbs leads them out. We're getting ready for a competition yellow here real soon. Riley Pierce, number 575 in that fifth spot, followed by 581 of Mikey Smith. But still, our lead driver being Trey Gibbs in the 515 with a Connor McMullen in tow, and our third place still being that of Cole Keats, our early race leader. But here comes Nathan Berry. Berry on the move right now as they take the white flag. Berry in the 525 coming up onto Cole Keats for that third spot. Berry on the inside of Keats, holding it out. Keats gets pushed out a little bit as they go through turn number 2. And still Trey Keats and McMullen battling it out for the lead position now. McMullen working it. On the back bumper of Trey Gibbs. As Nathan Berry on the back bumper of Cole Keats for that third spot. Our last podium position as they come back down the straightaway. It's going to be Trey Gibbs, 515. Connor McMullen, 588. Cole Keats, 553. And Nathan Berry, 528. Wow! Talking about some action. You are absolutely right, Mark. You nailed it. Some of the best racing action you could see right here with the modified cars.
Man, I definitely told you this was my favorite racing, and that's exactly why right there. Like I said, these kids on a drop over 15 years old, and they came out here to talk to me on my podium, man, and they are definitely getting the job done. I told you would not be disappointed in this modified kart race.
Is staging, getting ready to go. It's race number 7, our SR1 championship. And again, for those of you coming down for our podium presentation by Mark Wright, super sick SS gear right here at the base of the tower. Come on by, check out your shirts and hats, get your official Lucas Oil Off-Road Regional Off-Road Series here in Arizona. Right down in front, and our super sick gear.
Well, Chris, I got some fans down here with this young lady right here. What's your name, sweetheart?
Jennifer.
And are you having a good time watching the races, Jennifer? Who's your favorite driver so far?
Jesse.
All right, you pick who you want, don't you? I was talking to you. Good job. Are you cold or are you having a good time?
Cold.
I'm cold too, so I'm not going to lie. All right, we're going to talk to the drivers here as soon as they get out of their car. And man, I told you this race definitely no disappointment here in watching these racers. I can see Connor down here in the brand new. Let's see what we got here. Phoenix Commercial Electric. Looks like a new sponsor here on Connor's car. Cole Keats' car looking beautiful as usual in that bright orange. And Cole Keats getting the job done here to get to talk to me on the podium. And Trey Gibbs. Look at Trey Gibbs getting out of his car. And what's on with these guys? Trey, get on up here. Let's get an interview going with you boys and girls. Well, just boys in this one, right? All right. All right. Just the fellas. Just the fellas. All right, let's see. While we're waiting for these boys to get on up here, I want to say a big shout out to Judy Munns. She's in Oklahoma right now watching this race on livetrackfeed.com. She's actually texting me. That's right. She's one of the Munns clans. You'll see the Munnses out here. That's yours. That's yours. That's yours. You guys got it. All right. I'm going to start with you, Colt. You stay on over there. God, you guys have gotten so big. Look at this. He's been on his motorcycle all day. I can't believe how tall he is. Man, you got to be pretty excited. Great night of racing out here. These two are just bailing it out here. You're going to be racing a rally car coming up. I want to talk to you a little bit about that. But let's talk about this race first. What was going on from your seat?
Oh, yeah, we got the whole shot, and we were leading it for a couple laps, and then we kind of biked it up and gave it to Trey, and then Connor got me clean, and they're just awesome drivers, and it's flawless. You make one mistake, and there goes 3 spots, and Trey and Connor ran a great race, and I'm just glad to get up here and try to go for first tomorrow.
Boy, right behind you, Nathan Berry and Mia Chapman, they were putting in a battle trying to get you into the 3rd place, but let's talk a little bit about the rally car races coming up. Pretty excited?
Yeah, I'm really excited. We'll be debuting the car here in May 20th and 21st, and just see how that goes, see where the future takes me.
Man, I'm excited to watch you guys progress, as we know what happened to Sheldon Creed, a racer you used to race with, Cole Mamer, all you guys, man, you're all, going into other forms of racing or just moving up in this one, so it's got to feel pretty good. Give us a list of who got you here.
My mom, my dad, Weaver Welding, XMF, they build an awesome mod cart, and we'll try to put it on top of the box tomorrow. And Keats Racing, everyone who supports me, Trey and Connor for racing me, awesome, and it's super clean, and it was just a great race.
All right, Cole Keats, everybody, 3rd place. He did a great, he earned it. But this man right here, Connor McMullen, man, I can't believe it. You're growing up, you're just getting more race suits and stuff. Yeah, I mean, I'm looking you almost square in the eye right now, man. 2nd place, great run out there. Trey just had a really fast car, and he got the job done.
Yeah, it was a really great race. Trying to catch Cole, I did. But, me and him had a really, really good battle. He was really clean. And trying to catch Trey, but, a little too fast. But, I tried my best. But I'd like to thank everybody for coming out here. My mom, dad, Jenica, Hutch, Kevin McMullen Racing, Full Tilt Motors and Tires, and Phoenix Commercial Electric.
Man, you just got this down, Pat. Unless you can make me say my job is really good. Well, I got to tell you, it's been really fun watching you race. The race you guys just put on, as far as I'm concerned, I've said it over and over, it's my favorite class in off-road racing.
Yeah, same.
All right, there you go. Connor McMullen, 2nd place. But right now, I'm tripping over boxes. Look at this. But right now, your winner, Trey Gibbs. Trey, man, you're pulling a lot of racing out here. Your race program's tight. And once you got up front, you just never looked back.
Oh, yeah, it's always fun racing with these guys because I know they're going to race super clean, but had a great battle going with Cole Keats, and, he made a little mistake, and I capitalized on it, but I felt the pressure from Connor McMullen in the last little bit, but, they all raced me clean, so it was a good race.
It definitely looked good from the spectator standpoint. We definitely enjoyed watching it. There was a lot of oohs and ahs out here watching you get the job done.
Oh, yeah, it was always fun coming out here to race because either if you're winning or losing, it's better than having a bad day at work or school.
Well, you're right about that. For sure.
Oh, yeah, but, I wouldn't be out here with my dad, my grandparents, my stepmom, my sister, her boyfriend, Cameron Anderson, Full Tilt Karts, Temecula Motorsports, OGO, KB Engineering, and Rugged Radios.
Well, I'll tell you what, that's quite a list of sponsors. Your winner, Trey Gibbs. Why don't you guys scoot on over here, and let's get your guys' picture taken. Chris Johnson, back up to you. Who do we got coming up next?
Thank you, Mark Wright. It's the SR1 Championship. We got a whole truckload of racers in this one. Now, special thanks to this guy. Anyway, special mention to this guy who got the pole position for tonight. Now, a lot of you don't know some of the back workings of our organization here, but you know our live feed, and it's a livetrackfeed.com. It's a live podcast on the internet, and it's a lot of it because of this guy, Brian McCormick, inside on the pole, number 9. Outside on row number 1, Disler, number 82. Inside, row number 2, number 4, it's Justin Nelson. The little lady that knows how to twist the throttle, number 1. On the outside, row number 2, it's Corey Weller. Brandon Kilgore, number 35, after having a transaxle or broken axle issue, inside row number 3. Number 21, outside row number 3, it's Lance Root. Scott Webster, inside row number 4, and number 42. Kim Benson, number 95, outside row number 4. James Regina, number 47, inside row number 5. Matt Land, number 91, outside row number 5. Lynn Grant, number 15, inside row number 6. J.R. Wood, the Arizona color, number 28, outside row number 6. Inside row number 7 is J.R. Gooden, the number 69. Number 20 is Nick Harrington, outside row number 7. Inside row number 8 is Tristan White, number 55, the double nickel. And number 16, outside row number 8, it's David Here. And Daly Pentico, number 36, inside row number 9. Be sure to get your official Soil Regional Off-Road Series Arizona sweatshirt, t-shirt, and hat down there at the Super Sick booth just below where I'm standing. I tell you what, those Lucas Oil sweatshirts really can break the wind. Come on down. And we're talking about breaking the wind off your backside, okay?
You know, I left the hotel room without my sweatshirt today, so I'm down here freezing.
You know, it's funny what a difference a day makes. Yesterday, day before, 103 degrees? As our Santan Ford leads out one of the classes of the night, we're going to have an absolute blast calling this one, Mark.
Well, you know what? We were talking about it earlier. My favorite class in off-road racing just went out, but man, this is definitely a class that I love so much. The camaraderie here between these drivers, it is unbelievable, Chris. They love each other on and off track. I don't know any driver out here on the course right now in this SR1 class that are not friends when we're done racing. They're over here. They party together, they play together, they race together, and this is definitely what off-road racing at a regional level is all about. A little bit about these cars. They're mostly running the Yamaha R1 1000cc street bike engine. There's one guy out there, Brian McCormick. He's out there in car number 9, and he's got a Honda CBR 1000 engine in his, and he was the fastest qualifier. So I don't want to jinx him. He said, man, I want to get on top of that box. He said, it's been a long time since I've been on the podium. So here we go, Chris. We're going green this time around.
And Brian McCormick with the Honda takes the lead right off the start coming through turn number 1 as he sweeps wide, still holding on to that lead position, launches it in the air. Here comes Disler. And Kenny Benson on the inside, battling side by side with Dustin Nelson. Dropping back to 4th. Weller, I should say. Weller onto the 3rd. Bumping and grinding with Nelson as they were earlier today. into production. We got smoke coming off of cars. And it looks to be we have a yellow coming out here in a second. As we have a couple of cars tangled on the back section over here. And it looks to be Corey Weller and Dustin Nelson.
I'm walking down here to see what's going on here in turn number 5. I can't see who's involved. You can probably see it from your vantage point over there.
Yeah, as we'll see as our cars come around, we'll take inventory and find out who that is down over there in turn number 6.
Well, I'll tell you, I'm getting a little closer, and it looks like Corey Weller. So I don't see Corey Weller in the lineup, and indeed it is Corey Weller. And I don't see who's in the back of her. Is it a Corey? This is the new mic. I might as well.
Mark, it looks like it could possibly be Nelson.
Oh, wow. That's probably not the one I wanted to see right there. A Corey Weller and Dustin Nelson bunch up in turn 5. But right now, Brian McCormick, Brandon Kilgore, and Lance Root, your top 3 with Scott Webster, Jamie Regina, Ken Benson, J.R. Wood, my man Nick Harrington out there as well. There he is in the car, number 20. Tristan White out there in the number 55 car. What's going on, people? I haven't been over here to this side of the track in a while, but what's going on? You guys enjoying the night tonight? Make some noise for me if you guys enjoy off-road racing as much as I do. Well, I'll tell you what, it's really excited down here. You can hear the mic kind of crackling, but I'm just glad it works this far.
What a great show by Brian McCormick on the number 9. Right out the start, takes the lead. And that Honda is running fantastic tonight. I don't know if anybody's going to be able to catch him, Mark.
I have to agree with you, Brian McCormick, as he said earlier when he was setting up livetrackfeed.com. If you guys are out there and got your smartphone on, tell all your people at home that they can sign in to livetrackfeed.com and they can actually watch the race that's going on right now in front of you. They can watch it live as well. It's got about a 30-second delay, so if you want to see how that works out, a 30-second delay, we're actually going to probably route this field through the middle of the track here and make them just go around here in the short way. But that indeed is Corey Weller and Dustin Nelson.
Yeah, we need to keep our eyes on the number 42, Webster. He's moving his way through the pack. Definitely has a good opportunity of picking up for lost time and now tightening up the pack a little bit more. Webster might be the spoiler in this mix right now.
Well, Scott Webster, as you said when you heard you talk about Scott Webster, that the crowd over here went crazy. Scott Webster, the old man out there, but man, that old man, he can race. That's for dang sure. I'm sure Susie's over there spotting. Is Susie over there or is she over there? Where is she? There she is. And look at how lucky the man he is. Got a beautiful, hot, blonde wife. Jeez. All those guys are there. Gina's hot. Corey's hot. Maybe I should get an SR1. Maybe I'll get... Hey, does the hot white come with the SR1? I'm just curious. Is that part of the Weller program? You buy into it, race it out here. Hot wife. Jamie Regina's wife. They're all hot, man. You go to the SR1 pits, they're partying. Craziness. No, I'm just kidding. So, all right. So Scott Webster, you need one of the veterans out there, and he is definitely very, very fast in this class.
Mark, while we're kind of waiting for things to get on time and turn over, let's go and mention some of our fine sponsors. Of course, Dragonfire Racing. Dragonfire Racing, the Rumble After Dark, presented by Yamaha Racing, Lucas Oil Products, ADS Racing Shocks, Santan Ford, our official race vehicle, pace vehicle. MTX Audio, Weller Racing in Chandler, Network Automotive, R&R Steel, Mr. Rooter, Arizona Color Wraps, Monster Energy, Federal Motorsports, SDHQ, Super Sick, for all the sweatshirts down below. Oh, they're almost sold out, so you better hurry up and get your sweatshirt over there at Super Sick. PCI Race Radios, Big O Tire, Kevin McMullen, Pinnacle Off-Road, Pinnacle Deli, Hal Motors Performance Steering, Tilted Kilt, Hoosier Racing Tires, Action Automotive, Black Rhino Performance, General Tires, PRP Seats, Racer X Motorsports, Rugged Radios, and Ultra Wheel Company. You know, Mark, we have the Dragonfire Rumble After Dark. Well, up here in the grandstands, we got the rumble in the grandstands from this wind. It's crazy up here.
Man, it's definitely really cold down here as well because that breeze coming off that lake right there. I know that's what's freezing us out over here.
Corey Weller back on track. Corey Weller able to get back going again. So I presume that the smoke was coming off of Dustin Nelson's car.
Well, Dustin Nelson and Corey Weller tonight, definitely two warriors that are battling it out pretty hard. I hope Dustin's okay. The safety crew out there checking him out, checking the car out. So hopefully Dustin can get that SR1 refired and get back out here to do battle with this SR1 class. And he is. He's got it going, so they must have been hooked together. Big round of applause. They're both okay. And Corey Weller in that car, affectionately known as Honey Badger, she's going to get back into the lineup here, and so is Dustin Nelson. Dustin Nelson checking out and see if the steering and everything in that car is all right as he goes into turn one.
You know, Mark, we'll have to keep tabs on both Corey Weller and Dustin to see where they go and rifle through the pack. They're going to have to start from the back row as Brian McCormick leads them out. The Santan Ford official pace truck right here at Wildhorse Pass. Now, for those of you looking for a great deal in an automobile or a truck, Santan Ford down there in Gilbert, Arizona, our official pace truck of the Lucas Oil Regional Off-Road Series, Arizona, right here at Wildhorse Pass.
So, Chris Johnson, who do you predict, man? Brian McCormick out here, as we said, the only man out there running a different manufacturer's engine out there. He's got the Honda CBR 1000 engine out there, and it looks like he's got it dialed up, and he's ready to get on top of my podium.
Maybe the wind's just right on his tail end to push him through the pack. I mean, Brian's fantastic start off the start initially, and now he's got to do it again. But I tell you what, he's got a couple Tigers on his tail. Brandon Kilgore in that 35, he has been on fire. Even though in qualifications he broke his axle.
Well, I know one person that's pretty happy right now, Lance Root in third place. So you got to be feeling pretty good, Lance, out there. You think he's going to stick it and get it on this podium?
Is that even a question?
Oh, there you go. Paige wanted to say now officially, hey, man, you did a good job on those videos that we did, man. That was a lot of fun.
Oh, thank you. It was a good time out there.
Absolutely. I think you got a knack for this. I really think you should do this.
All right, maybe.
Maybe.
Maybe. We'll see.
Definitely getting good. Your questions were good, and you're very comfortable on the microphone. And then just kind of like I was doing, as long as we don't pull the microphone away too fast. But do you ever see yourself doing this for a living?
I think it'd be a good opportunity. It could be a fun time.
But Chris, we're going green. SR1s. Who's it going to be? Lance Root in third place going into turn one.
Look at that Honda stretch out above everybody else right now. Brian McCormick again gets a hole shot and takes over the lead. Kilgore still in that second spot. Almost loops it out off that jump. And Webster being sandwiched between Kenny Benson and Lance Root in the 21. Benson dropping back to fifth spot now as Brian McCormick, look at the lead he's got on everybody else. 15 car lengths. Yellow flag coming out again.
What number do you have on that car out there, Chris Johnson?
Man, I bet you're cold, Mark.
What's that?
You a little chilly out there, buddy?
Oh, it's cold. What number is on that car in turn 3? You don't know the number?
I think it might be Lance Root.
Is it Robert Disler? I can't tell.
We'll see. We'll do inventories and come back down the front straightaway.
I don't see Robert
but I can't
Disler
see
there, so.
because he's up against the wall.
Indeed. Yeah, great time of racing out here, but boy, what a horrible time to leave my sweatshirt back in the motel room.
Marcus Brandon Kilgore over there in turn number 3.
I know what I'm going to do, Chris. I'm hanging out by this generator right here getting warm.
Kilgore had a good storm going on in the number 35 car. He is our driver. That's stuck up against the wall over there in turn number 3. And let's see if during the restart, we have another lap to go before we get a restart. If McCormick can hold off the charge of Lance Root and Scott Webster. Root, of course, in the number 21, and Webster in the 42. And then Kenny Benson in that 4th spot. He's right on the backside of Scott Webster. As they're removing the number 35 on the hook. Tough break for Brandon Kilgore. Brandon breaking an axle during qualifying, and now something up with his differential as well. So tough break for the number 35. As it gets more and more chilly over there at Super Sick, you got to swing on down and get your official Lucas Oil sweatshirt. And that's a Lucas Oil Regional Off-Road Series Arizona official products over there at Super Sick. And it will be one more lap under yellow. Special thanks to our good friends over there at Dragonfire Off-Road for sponsoring this weekend's racing events. The Rumble After Dark.
I got to tell you how good the Munzas are to me, Chris Johnson. Randy just brought me a sweatshirt. So I'm going to put this dang thing on. I got to say officially that thank you to Randy Munz for making sure that I don't sit back here and freeze.
Boy, lots of stuff happened in this race already between Weller and Nelson and now Kilgore. And Brian McCormick just keeps on stepping on it and smoking everybody. And the battle between Disler and Root. And Kenny Benson trying to make the podium. We'll see how this goes. Just a couple more turns to go. We'll be back underway with our green flag. Yep, all I can say right now is just like in that Beatles song. Number 9, number 9, number 9. We'll see how it goes. That's Brian McCormick in the number 9. Now these are the hot rods of the UTV class, the SR1s. 1000cc shifter motors. Upwards of 140 horsepower.
All right, we're going green. Brian McCormick, Lance Root, and Scott Webster.
And Brian does it again. Webster side by side with Root for that second spot. Webster in the 42. Root into number 21. Root still holds on to that second spot as Brian McCormick stretches it even further. Look at this guy. Unbelievable. And Webster now drops back to fourth spot. We have a new second place as Root now drops back into third. And who is that that slid onto him? We'll see down the front straight. And Jamie Regina now battling for second. Good job by the 47. Oh, look at this dice for second place now as Brian McCormick, number 9, pulls away from everybody else. Scott Webster into the mix.
Jamie Regina now getting in there, challenging up there. Lance Root dropping back. Scott Webster also still within reach of the third place. But as you said, Brian McCormick in that number 9 car, he's checking out.
Mark, look at the lead that Brian McCormick has on everybody else. Kenny Benson trying to go on the outside to make a podium position. As Lance Root goes out, scores, loses 5 positions in the process. Tough break for the number 21. Now Kenny Benson in the second spot.
Another great
as
thing
he moves up through the pack. Regina side by side with Benson as they come into turn number 5.
And I don't know if you're
now
paying
is that
attention.
Weller back up into the top positions? It is Corey Weller now in the position. Benson and Weller, our top 3 positions. As a yellow comes out again. Man.
Well, Chris Johnson, I don't know if you were paying attention, but Corey Weller, she's already up in the top 4. So can she get around and get in? She's already up in the top 3. All right, so there you go. Corey Weller making her way through the pack after being bunched up with Dustin Nelson. We'll see how that plays out at the end of this race.
I've been watching her, Mark, as she's storming through the pack all the way up. Another one has been storming too, Kenny Benson, now in that 2nd spot. So good job by the Dragonfire car.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Dragonfire out here in full force tonight. Gina must be coming down. Does that mean David's out? Gina, where you at? Come here, right here in front of me. What is going on? What? I'll always hug this young lady. Tell us, he's okay? What happened?
He's okay. He's fine. He's talking. He was doing good.
See, there's the wife right there. He's okay. He's good. He's okay. I don't know what happened, but he's okay. Absolutely. So, all right, so David's all right. Back to racing. Who we got out front? Brian McCormick doing a great job taking control of this race. He's been out front, and he hasn't looked back. As you saw, he almost looped it out over the ski jump, and he just has not looked back. This car looking strong as heck tonight.
You know, car really on the move right now, number 47, Jamie Regina. And there they go, back under gas. McCormick, Benson, Weller, Regina. Side with Weller trying to battle for that last podium position. And Corey Weller now side by side with Kenny Benson as they come flying into turn number 2. Weller takes over 2nd. So here, Corey Weller back on the middle position of the podium as they're trying to chase on to Brian McCormick in that 1000cc Honda. Man, you got to hand it to Brian McCormick. Fantastic job, but he's got Corey fire all the way from the tail end back. Now, right up under the back bumper of our leader, Brian McCormick, who's been flawless up until this point. Let's see if he can hold off the charge of the little lady from Weller Racing in the number 1 car. Man, I tell you, Mark, McCormick better be on his toes because Corey Weller is reeling in him like a big fish right now. Coming in through turn number 3, turn number 4 now. Going across the rollers. McCormick launches. Weller launches too. Kenny Benson trying to hold off the charge of Dustin Nelson. Work on a podium position as well. Nelson now takes over 3rd. So from dead last all the way up to the 2nd and 3rd respectively, Corey Weller and Dustin Nelson making their presence known on everybody as they're now both on the podium from dead last. Brian McCormick still in the lead.
Brian McCormick's going to have to keep it together right here. He's got this class's champion right on his 6. He's got to run a smooth race if he wants to stay in that top position. He's got the SR1 class champ right on his tail.
You know, you got to hand it to Brian McCormick. He is still holding on to that lead very, very well. He's got a Corey Weller and a Dustin Nelson and Kenny Benson in tow, our top 4 runners. From dead last to 2nd and 3rd, Weller and Nelson both zipped on by Kenny Benson like he's standing still. White flag coming out for Brian McCormick. Man, this is going to be a sweet win if Brian wins this thing.
Well, indeed, and Dustin Nelson, as you see now, already back all the way up to top 3. So we might be able to watch the Corey Weller-Dustin Nelson battle again by Brian McCormick out front right now. One more lap to go for Brian McCormick.
This spot, Webster, but a long distance of real estate between 4th place of Kenny Benson and the number 42 of Webster. This will be a sweet, sweet win for Brian McCormick as he comes around the last couple of turns, holding off the charge of Corey Weller and Dustin Nilsson. No doubt in our mind the fastest car on track right now, none other, number 9, Brian McCormick. Corey Weller comes in second, Dustin Nilsson in third, Kenny B fourth, and Scott Webster in that fifth spot in the 42. Man, you got a good story to talk about on this one. No doubt about that, Mark.
Chris Johnson, what an exciting race I just witnessed, man. Brian McCormick leading wire to wire. I know he's going to be very excited. We were talking with him earlier. He said hopefully he can get on the podium. But he didn't just get on the podium. He's actually on top of it. Corey Weller and Dustin Nelson in second and third after that. We're going to talk to the drivers as soon as they get up here. Chris, which race do we have coming up next? Tell you what, Chris Johnson, I always say, if you want to get to talk to me, you either break or you win. And this is one of those incidences. Brandon Kilgore, tell us about what happened out there. Your wheel come flying off in turn 3. What was happening? Any contact or did it just fail?
No, it during qualifying I had busted I guess I busted like the bolts or the hub, whatever they're called, studs right off of it. And so I should have inspected the wheel a little more. I saw it looked a little wallered out. I was like, forget it. I'm sure it's good. I've never had a wheel fail before. You know, my wheels are always rock solid. So I didn't even think about it, put it on there, and I knew Scott was behind me and told me, hey, your wheels, you know. I got radio down. It's like, your wheel's not right. I said, well, we're going to see what happens. And it lasted a half a lap at best, and that was it. So.
Well, it's good to see that you're okay. You didn't crash the car, and you'll be back out here tomorrow.
Yeah, at least we're here, and it's a doubleheader, and we got one more night. And my throwaway, it's the first time off the box this season, so it happens.
All right, well, I got a very excited Brian McCormick over here. I better get over here. I know Brian's excited. Let's get him up here, and let's get the other two up here. And I'm not even ready, man. Look at this. They're ready, and I'm not ready. That's kind of crazy. Brian McCormick, get on up here, man. That's yours right there, buddy. We'll get to talk to you in a second. Hey, I got one more thing for you while we wait for Corey and Dustin. Look at that. You know what that is, right? That's the winner's hat right there, brother. And let's see. Let's get second place. Have you already got yours? Dustin, let me get you rocking. Oh, that's another. Oh, that one's yours. Oh, no, that's not yours. That one's not yours. Grab the second place right there, right behind you. Sorry, that's the one. And I gotta get. There's Dustin. All right, Dustin. Well, we're gonna start off with you this time. You and Corey tangled up there early. You guys got on the hitch, and you made it all the way back up here to third place. You can't be mad about that.
No, that was a crazy race. If it wasn't exciting for you guys, it was plenty exciting for me out there. I guarantee you that. But yeah, I don't know what happened on the first lap. I think Dissler broke something, maybe an axle or something, and. You know, it was Dissler, Corey, me, And when he stopped moving forward, she ran into him, and I ran into her hard. And our SR1s are trying to make babies for a little bit, but we got him out, and I mean that was some crazy. Thank you to Elizabeth for spotting, because that was some crazy traffic trying to come through, because everybody's fast now. Used to be able to come through, 6-8 guys in 2 laps, and now it's gnarly. Everybody's going fast, and it was just crazy trying to come through. But I'm pumped to get up here on the podium after putting ourselves to the back there, and I feel like the car is good, so hopefully we can be up here tomorrow too.
Well, absolutely, definitely very exciting to watch out there. We didn't like to see, you and Corey, we didn't know what was going on over there. I didn't even see the incident happen, so I was going, please don't tell me it's Corey and Dustin. And it was. But now that you explained it to you, a little bit of check up there. But man, 3rd place, let's hear those sponsors one more time.
Yeah, huge thanks to Yamaha, Weller Racing. I broke some motor mount bolts today. Jason came and hammered it out with me and figured it all out. Weller Racing builds amazing cars, gives us amazing support out here. DWT Wheels and Tires. We got DWT 1st and 3rd. Brian's a DWT guy too, so that's awesome. Fox Shocks, Cryo Heat keeps my SR1 going. We're hard on parts, and Cryo Heat metal treatment really helps it last. So thanks to those guys, and we'll see you up here tomorrow, hopefully.
All right, 2-time podium offender tonight, Dustin Nelson, 3rd place in the SR1 class. A young lady that I'm usually talking to here at the end, but I got to talk to you fairly in the beginning. But you're on your way out front as business as usual. Little checking up there with after Dissler. So as we heard the story again, what was going on from your perspective?
Oh man, so the first lap was just a mess anyway, and then going through the rollers. I think Dissler had an issue, and he slowed down all of a sudden. I locked up the brakes, and I was like, oh, this is gonna be bad. I've driven in Phoenix traffic, so so it was like, and then it took me a second to realize that we were stuck. So I kept trying to go, and I smelled my tires, and I'm like, oh hey, Dustin's here. So yeah, that sucks that happened, and everybody had to wait and watch us get all pulled apart and stuff. But it was a fun run to the front. It was very hectic. I have no idea what all happened. It was just a big blur. So I knew I kind of tucked in behind Dustin. I'm like, I'm just gonna let him lead the way through that mess. And but it was fun, and it's awesome. I mean, I was driving my butt off. I couldn't get him. So I mean, that was an awesome race. It was fun all the way around. So huge thanks to Optima Batteries again for coming on board with the SR1 this year. Dragonfire Racing are also on that car. Weller Racing, Rico for prepping my car again. Yay, thank you so much. And Air Raid, Lucas Oil TV, everybody. Max's tires again I love my tires. My tires were hooking up. So awesome.
I got to see those tires in the back of our car when they got delivered. They were awesome. I was looking over, here's the secret weapons, but no. Well, very good job. Corey Weller, everybody, 2nd place. But right now, do me a favor, keep applauding my man Brian McCormick, the winner. And dude, I know, I'll give you a hug. I want to give this man a hug. Dude, you just raced your butt off. You had these two to deal with, and you held it off, and you won. You got to be on cloud 9 right now.
It feels good, man, and it's been a long time since we've been up here, much less this place. I don't think I've ever been up here. Normally I'm on the side, but it was just awesome. I think that Honda likes this cold wind, and Bubba, my spotter, he's awesome. One of our new call tags was not 2-3 back. Now it's win, win, win. Because the wind, coming over that ski jump after turn 2, I was looking up at the moon. I thought I was going over, man.
We definitely thought you were going over. You came up, and you were right next to Dis, and man, you just skied it out, looped out. I thought, and you came down, and you never looked back. And these two to deal with, as you heard, they got tangled up in turn 5, and you came here for the win.
I love it, man. It was an awesome race. I like that new Highline. I think it's pretty cool. So I'm
very good.
Awesome.
Very good. Well, you got a long list of people that you'd like to thank, so let's hear it.
My favorite sponsor is God for another safe, clean race, and all the people who helped put me out. CJ, my fabricator, my wife, Bubba, my crew chief, AEM engine manager. We're doing a different AEM or different ECU this year. DWT tires. Me and Dustin Nelson rock those tires. They're awesome out here. Neo Synthetic. Torco Fuel, we're running Torco now, DJ Safety, and Interstate Batteries.
All right, well, there you go. Not a few words, but here's your winner tonight. And I know he's happy. First time. Whoa, I'm so excited. Hey, I'd say first beer on him, but there's plenty of beer over there, so. All right, Chris Johnson, we got another class of racing. Who do we got next?
Race number 8, it's a full stock open V8 and mini stocks. On the pole on the inside, number 15, it's Trey Gibbs. Outside row number 2, it's Andrew McLaughlin, number 4483. Inside row number 3, after having some issues, I thought he blew a head gasket, but he's going to be back out here. Number 47, Justin Scher. Outside row number 3, it's Rick Ward, number 27. Inside row number 4, number 12, it's Steven Brower. Outside row number 5, it's Jake Munz, number 35. Number 71, it's Will Munz. Inside row number 6. Outside row number 6 is Kermit Lenick, number 90. Inside row number 7 is number 81. It's Greg Baum. This is race number 8, full stock, open V8, and mini stocks.
Man, Chris Johnson, you can only feel the energy down here on these SR1 competitors, man. Great bunch of people out there, some very good racing out there. Dustin Nelson, Corey Weller, when they tangled up, I thought there was a little bad blood from the earlier, but I guess not. You know, that's just the racing. But Brian McCormick definitely set it down. Lance Root out there with an honorable mention. What's going on, Lance? You were up there in the top 3, and I thought you were definitely going to get it done. So what a great race the SR1 class just provided. In fact, Lance, come on over here. I'll give you a little interview. Lance, you looked good, man. The whole SS crew was over here just going crazy watching you in 3rd place.
Man, I tell you what, we were letting it all rip, and we were just hanging tight with Brian McCormick, and then my little buddy Jamie Regina just come sliding in squirrely, and it was just all over me, man. I was hoping that it would we could be a 1, 2, 3 podium, all buddies get up on the podium and change up the scene up there, but it didn't work out that way. He wanted to fight with me on the track and ended up pushing me off the track. And
I don't know if he tried it intentionally.
Yeah, I don't think he tried, but it's just the way it worked out, and we got tomorrow.
Very good. As you heard, Chris Johnson, the open V8's out on the track at this time.
We'll keep our eyes on number 15, Trey Gibbs. That lad's rode 2 other races in 2 different classes already. And as his 3rd, so Rich Ward leading out for the full stock class.
Trey Gibbs in that Pro Light just flying by the field right now down the back straightaway. The Hard Luck Trophy out there, though, is right there. The car number 47, Justin Sir. He had to go back, and luckily he still had his old truck because he scattered his old engine out here in the other truck, the Napa Auto Parts truck that he was running earlier. So now you'll see him here in his backup truck. We were able to get him out here. But look at this Ultra 4 rocking this finish line jump.
That's Andrew McLaughlin, number 4493 at Crawler, that's way out front, as Rich Ward leads in the full stock class, number 27. Followed by Justin Scher, 47, and Stephen Brewer in that 4th overall spot. Got a side-by-side battle going on right now between Justin Sir and Rich Ward as they're coming through turn number 3. Still Ward in that command position. Oh no, that's actually Trey Gibbs. Gibbs on the inside of Ward. 2 totally different classes, by the way. McLaughlin launching that monster truck out there. That is a big truck, by the way. It's his third night, 15 running second overall. But take a look back in the pack. We got 5 trucks that are all right there within striking distance of each other. Both Munz brothers, both Will and Jake Munz. Jake in the 35 and Will in the 71. Kermit Linick also battling with Greg Baum. All these tracers are right there within striking distance of each other. And then in the mini stock class, I believe that was Linick in the number 90. Now Justin Sir toasted a head gasket in his other truck, so he had to go and paint a number 47 on his spare truck. Look at this, Trey Gibbs now coming up onto McLaughlin for the overall. McLaughlin in the 4493 rock crawler, and Gibbs in the number 15. Trey is all over McLaughlin. Andrew McLaughlin trying to hold off the charge of the youngster. Oh, we got a yellow out now over there in the back stretch coming out of turn number 1. Justin Sir in the Bronco. And the battle of the brothers between Jake and Will Munz. Jake in the 35 and Will in the 71. Flagstaff, Arizona. But we'll keep our eyeballs open on that blue number 15. That's Trey Gibbs as he's reeling in on one of the fastest trucks in the field right now of Andrew McLaughlin, number 4493.
Well, I'll tell you what, Chris Johnson, I'm down here with Krista Smith. Krista, we were talking about some of the racing going on and what was going on. Tell us about the Open V8s that are out here. Justin Sir and Rich Ward.
They're an Open V8.
They're an Open V8. What do I need to tell you? Well, what they did do is they actually removed their restrictor plates because the stock class ended up getting a restrictor plate put in, so that way that we could keep the engine a little across the board. So they actually took theirs off. Now they're Open V8, and then you see out there the only 2 stock fulls out there are the Munz brothers. And Jake out front already. Judy Munz all the way in Oklahoma. Hey, say hi to Aunt Judy.
Hi, Aunt Judy.
There you go. She's going to get that 30 seconds from now and be like, oh, thank you, Mark. Well, we're going green again. Krista Smith, right on a limited buggy driver. She says you're looking into a Yamaha. You already got your Yamaha.
Yeah.
And then how soon until we see you strapping in that car and racing out here in production class?
Next year.
All right, next year it is. I'm going to see you to it. I'll bet you're going to do pretty good. Krista Smith, everybody. Chris Johnson. We got some Open V8s on that track.
Trey Gibbs now takes over the overall in the blue number 15. McLaughlin all over him. Justin Sir trying to reel in on Rich Ward for that 3rd spot overall. Now these are 3 different classes, by the way. Full stock, Open V8, and mini stocks. There's 1 mini stock out there, and that's in the green. I tell you what, honorable mention right now goes to Rich Ward in the 27, keeping that pace with McLaughlin and still holding on to that 3rd place overall. And here comes Justin Sir in that number 47 Bronco as he's trying to reel in on Rich Ward. But Trey Gibbs, man, he is the kid to beat right now, smoking the entire field in the number 15 blue car way out front. Battle continues between the brothers right now, Jake Munz and Will Munz. Jake in the advantage position while they got Greg Baum in tow in the number 81 Dodge. Now that is a full-size Dodge pickup. Now it's Kermit Lennox in the lightweight in the mini stock class in the green truck number 90. Gibbs, McLaughlin, and Ward, top three. All three racers in different classes now. So Rich Ward leading out Justin Sir and Stephen Brewer for the full stock class. And Trey Gibbs and Andrew McLaughlin in the Open VA class. And then it's Jake Munns leading out Will Munns for the Open, the full stock class. Now Justin Sir during qualifying blew a head gasket in his other truck. So that is a non-restrictor plate vehicle in that full stock Open VA class. White flag out for Trey Gibbs, number 15, as he goes across the finish line. Andrew McLaughlin still in the second spot, 44.93 overall. And Rich Ward in a third spot overall, followed by Justin Sir, Will Munns, and then, no, it's Jake Munns, and then Will Munns in that order. And Kermit Lennox will take the class win for the mini stock class. Oh, look at this. McLaughlin trying to reel in on Gibbs. He's trying like a madman. Gibbs within striking distance, almost back on the back bumper of the youngster in the number 15 as a 44.93 comes down the last turn, down the straightaway, and Gibbs, Trey Gibbs, number 15, will take the win. McLaughlin in second, Rich Ward in third, and Justin Sir will come in the fourth spot.
Pretty exciting down here from my vantage point. We've got 5 classes down here to interview, so this is going to be quite an interesting interview. I pretty much have to talk to every single driver out on the track just now, so yeah. So we'll start up. We'll just start them up the order they got. Trey Gibbs come down here. If he comes down, I don't know if Trey Gibbs. Yeah, the whole thing's coming down. So I better get my trophies in action.
Yeah, it's about time you did something, Mark. Just one more race to go for this evening for round number 5 of the Lucas Oil Regional Off-Road Series Arizona, right here at Wildhorse Pass. Tomorrow night we'll be continuing on with the same time schedule and the same program for round number 6 of this wonderful series. And we're looking forward to round number 7, going to a different venue. We're going down to Sholo, Arizona, and be qualifying on the first day, and it'll be the racing on the second. So it should be a fun-filled weekend of excitement in a different venue for round number 7 down there in Sholo. Man, we might as well bring them all up here, Mark.
Yeah, I don't even know where to start right now. Let's see. I mean, we got Trey Gibbs, the lone pro light out there. We got Rich Ward and Justin Sir. They're in the Open V8. We've got the stock full there. Jake is your winner. Will second place. Greg Baum out there in third place. And Kermit Lennig out there, the very lone.
And then Andrew McLaughlin took the win in his class.
That's right. I can't forget Andrew McLaughlin. So I'll tell you what. Trey Gibbs, come on up here, man. Let's start with Trey Gibbs. So we've talked to him all night. But you know what? I always got room to talk to Trey Gibbs one more time. So, Trey, this one's yours right off the bat. Look, he goes, yeah, first place trophy always brings a smile to my face, man. But I got to tell you, I've been able to watch you out here at the regionals drive this car. You're getting really smooth, man. I bet you got some good future coming up here in the National Lures events.
Oh yeah, came out here to get some practice. I'm the only one out here, and that was probably one of the most fun races. I didn't go out qualified today. I just kind of said, screw it, I'll start from the back and work my way up. But I did that, and it was honestly one of the most fun races I've ever had, dodging and going in between everybody.
Well, it looked really cool about the second lap there on the back straightaway. You're just passing 2 or 3 at a time there. And then once you got to Andrew McLaughlin, watching that big old Ultra 4 come after that Pro Light, man, I was like, oh, you better make sure you stay out of the way.
Oh, yeah, coming into the corners, tires as tall as my door and window. I'm like, oh, no, he's going to go right up over me, and he's not giving me notice. But, he raced me clean. I raced him clean. But, I got him on the start and had a great race with him. They all raced clean, and, yeah.
That was it. All right, it's a pleasure talking to you. Scoot on over there. You got another picture taken. Your winner and your lone car out there in the Pro Light class. Trey Gibbs, watch for big things coming. The Nationals here. Andrew McLaughlin, where you at, man? Let's get that big old truck driver out. Andrew, you're being paged. Andrew McLaughlin, there he is. Man, I will hand you this. You coming up here? You guys can share this. All right. So Andrew McLaughlin, man, you're out here in your your Ultralight. I'm sorry, I almost said or Ultra 4. God, I'll get it. I'm having a hard time tonight with my talking. Why does a guy like me as an announcer stuttering like that? But I tell you what, as Trey Gibbs said, you were just chasing him down there. How big are those tires right there?
Those are 40-inch tires that we use out there in the rocks for the rock crawling we do. Part of it's a half trophy truck, half rock crawler. So we run some big meets.
You got to talk to your fabricator. Somebody put your engine in backwards.
Yeah, we did something a little bit different than the others. We're also running an independent front, but yeah, we love coming out here. It's great practice and tuning for us, so we're having a good time.
Well, definitely very fun to watch. That thing works pretty good. I mean, it lands from the jumps pretty smooth. It got a little bump steer in it, but hey, it's an Ultra 4, and as you said, it's an independent front suspension, man. But tell us who you want to say thank you.
First off, I want to thank 208 Motorsports. Came out from Idaho to help us work on the motor all weekend, so that's a new motor for us, and he's been really doing a good job. Certified Inspection Services, they're the guys that they test all our parts before we fail. ADS Shocks, and a fellow shop of mine, a local shop here again in Phoenix, came out to help us shock tune because ADS in Laughlin this weekend, so Desert Fab. Those are the guys I'd like to thank this weekend.
All right, well, that has now that I see these two up here, that makes me ask you, did you run Ultra 4 or did you run Open V8 today?
Today I was in Open V8.
Well, if you're an Open V8, then I went backwards. Well, I'll tell you what. You have anybody else you want to say thank you to?
I just want to thank all my friends and family that helped me do this. And we have tons and tons of sponsors. And if you guys ever need any welding support at the track, come find us. Aesop Cutting and Welding is our title sponsor, and they're always there. And if we're here, we'll help anybody out.
All right, well, there you go. You're winner of the Open V8, and that means I got to go over here to Rich Ward. And I see, okay, we got it. We're going to get it here. I got a hat for you, too, Andrew. I got all kinds of stuff. The winner hat right here. There you go. There's your hat. Yep, you can give her a high five. I'm going to go here and talk to Rich Ward. I did it backwards then because I thought they were the Lone Star Open V8. So before I go with him, Justin, I'm going to talk to you. And the reason I'm going to talk to you is you scattered your old car, or your primary car that you got from Brian McCutcheon. You were able to get the other car out here, and you made the show.
Yeah, in qualifying, we had some engine problems, and we ended up blowing probably a head gasket. So we had to go to the yard and pull the old truck out of the weeds.
So what's going to happen tomorrow? Are you going to stay in the old truck, or are you going to try to get the new one fixed?
Nah, I'm just going to stay in the old truck.
It looked really good out there tonight, man. You know what? It was the old truck. It was like you just pulled it out, put some oil in her, and started it up, and here you are.
Yeah, but it's rough. It's rough being in that truck. It's the roughest riding thing you ever get in.
Oh, I believe it. You're probably out there going, I know why I'm not driving this thing anymore.
Yeah, Yeah, brought back bad memories.
All right, well, tell us who you want to say thank you to.
Deer Valley Napa, Imperial Excavating. Thank my wife, my mechanic Doug, Lucas Oil for putting us on, and Tim.
All right, well, there you go. Justin Sir always have had a few words, but this man, where's he at? Where do you go? All these black suits up here. I don't know what's going on. Rich Ward, everybody, second place, man. That's quite a race out there. I mean, you had the Ultra 4 to deal with. You had Justin out there, and wait, wasn't that truck? Who you always had that truck then, or didn't you have that truck? Yeah. No, the white one was his. That white one was yours. What you before you had the Bronco? Which one did you have? The Mini. All right, you had the Mini. That's right. So I was trying to get it all straight, but you got the Bronco from Kyle Green, and you got in second place up here today.
It was awesome, man. I tell you what, these guys are fast. I mean, those things shoot out of the corner like a rocket, and it's fun to. I watched them in practice. I mean, that thing's slinging mud looks like Gravedigger out there, you know.
I mean, it's got 40-inch tires, man. It does look like Gravedigger out there doing some off-road racing.
Yeah, it was cool. So I got some people I want to thank: Fodrell Motorsports, Snap-on Tools, my wife for spotting. You know, there's a lot of people that help us in the pits and stuff like that. Discount Tire. I want to thank all those people, and it was fun.
All right, well, there you go, Rich Ward. Why don't you guys scoot in there, including you, Trey? You guys want to scoot in there and get the picture that's going to go on the website. Where's our photographer? Where is he at? He's going to get that. I'm going to get out of the way because I don't do nothing but sit up here and go blah, blah, blah. I don't need to be in that picture. All right, very good. Let's get the stock full up here. The Munns brothers with Greg Baum over there. Come on over here, Jake, Will, and Greg Baum. Come on over here. Come on, come on, come on, come on. And while you guys are walking up here, I'll say big shout out one more time to Aunt Judy and all the way in Oklahoma. Oh, and a little goosey goose. I love it. You guys playing some grab ass up here. Hey, do it again. I liked it. I liked it. All right. Greg Baum, that's right. We got to talk to you about it. We'll come over here and talk to you. Everybody had to come out here and say, hey, man, Greg Baum's out there. And I'm going, well, I didn't know he wasn't going to make the show, but I'm glad you did. Third place, man. It's got to feel pretty good.
Yeah, it feels really good. I can't thank the Munns brothers enough, and Henry and everybody that came over to help us put the rear end back together. We blew the rear end apart in practice, so we got it all back together, and we're out here.
Now, what rear end are you running there? A stock Dodge rear end, or did you switch to the Ford 9-inch, or can you?
No, it's a Ford 9-inch. It's just we blew it apart, and now it's all new.
All right, man. Still looks great out there. You're sounding good. You know, I always tell people, if you stay together, man, you are one tough competitor.
Yeah, the truck's getting pretty fast. We're just trying to get it dialed in and stay together.
All right, well, very good. Well, who do you want to say thank you to, Greg?
I got to thank Jeremy with Tire Masters for the tires. Brian with Tour Off Road. He helped me with some suspension. My parents for coming out. My wife, Jolene, Chris, Tim, Nate, everybody that helps me with the pit. Thank you, guys.
All right, beautifully said right there. Greg Baum, third place in stock full. But these two, you can already hear it out here. Ow, ow! And I'm already getting hurt out here. So, Jake's new truck, new body, new everything, and looks like a new first place for your guys' battle on his, though.
That's right. You know, I was looking so pretty, I didn't want to go door to door with him. I figured I'd let him have one race.
Well, you know, I'm still excited to watch. You guys definitely put it down there. It was good to see that you guys, Greg Baum out there, and still had some good competition out there. So,
absolutely, the competition was good. And you know, we're sticking around with the other guy, the other class, pretty good. They had that pro out there with us. So, all in all, it was a good race, and it was a good track. And I got to thank the family, mom and dad, Fifi and Duff, Maddie, Henry, everybody else who comes out, and Scott at American Spring, everybody who helps put these trucks together in the garage. Thank all of them.
You always get a lip twitch there. Like I don't know to pull it out there. So is that it?
That's it.
All right, Will Munns, everybody, second place. But right now, man, it's always fun to talk to Jake Munns. Your winner tonight, Jake. Looking good out there, man. You were able to hold the forwards off. New body. Was the new body giving like aerodynamics, or what was going on there?
Well, I'd like to remind the two of you that I have won this year, so this is not my first win on the season. But yeah, it ran pretty good. So it looks good, too. Looks good on the top of the box.
It does look good on top of them, but now it finally looks good. We can't call it the reason anymore.
Yeah.
All right, well, very good, man. Yeah, I told you. Yeah, look at that. I'm sporting it. But who do you want to say thank you to, Jake?
Raceline Wheels, Scott at American Spring, Mom, Dad, Fifi, Duff, always coming out and supporting us. Matt and Henry for working on the trucks. Every fan out here.
All right, well, there you have it. You guys scoot on over here next to Greg. I'm going to get out of the way, even though I'm sporting my MBR shirt. Look at that. Oh, okay. All right, here you go. All right, Kermit Letty, come on up here. Is Kermit even driving tonight? I haven't even seen Kermit. There he is. Last race, we didn't even know that Kermit Letty wasn't even in the truck. But Kermit, here you go. Another first place out there. You're the lone stock mini truck out here, man. But that truck's still looking good. It's for sale, I understand.
Yeah, it's for sale. We're just kind of trying to focus on desert next year, so maybe race some big races, some more best of desert and whatnot. So that's what we're trying to do.
Well, that new Class A, not new anymore, but that good old Class H you got, man, I'm really a big fan of that truck. It's a beautiful truck.
Thanks. Yeah, it's a Kurt LeDuc truck. He built it over 20 years ago now, and it still shits and gets, so can't beat that.
Can't beat that for sure. Well, who do you want to say thank you to, man?
I want to thank my crew guys, Sean Davis for spotting for me, Ryan Perez for coming out, One Stop Tire Shop, Faldro Motorsports, and just everybody else who helps us out.
Man, that's a great job. And you're still taking pictures, is that right?
Not really. I just on the side sometimes, but not very often.
Well, I just saw some of your pictures sprout up then, so I was just thinking you were still active.
Yeah, I do it every now and again, but I'm racing too much, so I can't do that anymore, really.
All right, well, there you go, Kermit Lennick. Let me get out of the way. You guys take some pictures. And Kermit Lennick, your lone stock mini truck here tonight. And as always, very fun to talk to him. Chris Johnson, I told you that was a long one. That was a long one. But back up to you. Who do we got coming up next?
Good job. A lot of people don't realize it's difficult to keep everything in track and everything lined up. Did a good job there, Mark. Anyway, right now we have our last race of the evening. Man, I tell you what, we saved one of the best ones for last, even though there's only 7 racers that are on track. It's the Unlimited UTV and production Dragonfire Rumble After Dark, race number 9. Side pole with a 49.921 qualifying time. Great time. First time on a pole, number 624. Oh, and I'm told, 3rd time in this class. So Alec Pierce, inside row number 1. The veteran and a former jet ski champion and the owner of Big O Tires right here locally, number 635, outside row number 1, it's Adam Grunder. The only lady in the field, no, actually another lady in the field, but this one out of Corona, California, inside row number 2, number 933, Elizabeth Bash. Outside row number 2, number 627, it's Bree Smith. Inside row number 3, number 677, it's Chelsea Hagen. And the outside row number 3, it's Joseph Sen, number 621. And on the last row, number 618 from Prescott, Arizona, and Pinnacle Motorsports, it's Chance Hagen. Okay, the parade lap almost. Time to line them up side by side, 2 by 2, as they follow the Santan Ford pace truck down through turn number 5 into turn number 6. They tighten them up just a little bit more. They might even get a green flag here in a couple of seconds.
Well, I think we made our time restraints that we had here tonight. Let me see what time we're looking at. Yeah, we made it. We had a lot of interviewing right there, so hopefully tomorrow we can even get through it faster. I tried to keep the interviews down, but here we go, our last race of the evening. Chris Johnson, we're going racing.
Our fast qualifier getting a whole shot, Alec Pierce, number 624. His 3rd race in this class ever. Well, it's great seeing Brian McCormick take that win, Mark. That was so cool.
It was definitely very cool. We had a lot of fun down here tonight, racing in the dark. Here we are, the Dragonfire Rumble After Dark.
Pierce now dropping back to second as Adam Grunder, the big old tire man, takes over the command. Here, coming off the first full lap. Grunder, Pierce, and it was Elizabeth Bash. She now drops back to fourth spot.
Well, crazy enough there, Chris Johnson. I got to tell you, that's Hans Waggy in the third place car out there. He's shaking out the car for the Pinnacle Off-Road Motorsports crew. And Adam Gruner on Black Ant and Alec Pierce doing a great job out there in this unlimited UTV class.
Good job by Chance Hagen into that third spot. The Pinnacle Motorsports racer out of Prescott, Arizona, holding off the charge of Elizabeth Bash. Bash in the 933, Hagen in the 618, Pierce in the 624, and of course Adam Grunder in the 635. Little lady in the fourth spot, former national women's motocross champion. And she's trying to keep in the win of the 618, a youngster out of Prescott, Arizona, Chance Hagen, as Adam Grunder and Alec Pierce pretty much run away with this thing in the first and second spot. Look at the gap between fourth place and fifth. Stretching his lead even further, Adam Grunder, 635. Over second place runner Alec Pierce, 624. Elizabeth Bash getting sideways, almost going into the infield, and dropping back even further as Chance Hagen pretty much secures his third place. It's his to lose for that podium position. Grunder, Pierce, and Hagen. First three, as we got a competition yellow coming out right now, as the Santan Ford Pace Truck will pilot these guys around, these guys and ladies, for a restart. Halfway through this race, our last race of the evening, Unlimited UTV and production, Dragonfire Rumble After Dark.
All right, so Adam Gruner enjoying his lead out front right now, but Alec Pierce in that red LED lit up car right there, you can see it Hopefully he'll have something to say. Elizabeth Bash now all the way back into 4th place. And Hans Waggy, I haven't been able to say his name all weekend, but Hans Waggy out there and the Pinnacle Off-Road Motorsports Turbo UTV out there, the new Polaris, brand new Polaris. And as you heard, as far as we know, that's the first Turbo Polaris that we've seen in short course racing.
Pierce ain't going to let him off easy, but he pulls away again. Adam Gruner, 635, in command off the restart. Over halfway through this race, and Adam takes command. Sponsored by Big O Tires. Now this is, of course, the unlimited UTV class. They can even run racing fuel. A couple other rules to let them loose. Gruner again back up on 2 wheels. He's done that like 3 times already in this race. Just a couple more laps to go and he'll take that white flag and checkered. But here comes Alec Pierce right on the back bumper now of Gruner. And, of course, lots of neat racing happening next weekend. Lucas Oil California Regional will be taking place there at Lake Elsinore Motorsport Park. And on the 14th Saturday only, the AZOP Lake Havasu Grand Prix can also include UTVs, Razors, and junior carts as well. So next weekend, besides motorcycles and quads, they will have a UTV class there at Lake Havasu. Check it out at azop.com. Elizabeth Bash dropping back a little bit off the pace as Chance Hagen pretty much lands that 3rd place, that podium position. Grunder still in the lead, Pearson 2nd, and Chance Hagen in that 3rd spot. Also happening Saturday night, a week from tomorrow night, the 14th at Turf Paradise there in Phoenix. It's the AMA Flat Track National on the Mile Horse Track. First time they've ever run their Turf Paradise. They ran a couple of the Flat Track Nationals back in 2008 and 9 up there at Yavapai Downs in Prescott. But this first time they're going to be running at Turf Paradise. White flag out for Adam Gruner. 635 in command. 2nd place to that, Alec Pierce, number 624. And 3rd being that of the youngster in the field, Chance Hagen, in the number 618. More turns, 2 more straightaways to go, and this one's in the record books. Round number 5 of the Lucas Oil Regional Off-Road Series, Arizona. Round number 6 starting again. Gates open at 3 o'clock. First race and the opening ceremonies at 6 o'clock. And we should have pretty much a similar program for tomorrow evening as well for number 6. So as we collect our top 3 racers, Adam Grunder, congratulations on the win. Alec Pierce coming in second, and Chance Hagen coming in at third. We're going to relinquish the duties over to Mark Wright down there on our podium. Mark, take it away, buddy. Well, that maybe I'll take a minute to read all of our sponsors list again. Of course, Dragonfire Racing, special thanks to them for sponsoring this weekend's event for the Rumble After Dark. And of course, the presenting sponsors of the 2016 Lucas Oil Regional Off-Road Series Arizona. Yamaha Racing and Lucas Oil Products. ADS Racing Shock, Santan Ford, MTX Audio, Weller Racing, Network Automotive, R&R Steel, Rugged Radios, PRP Seats, Black Rhino Performance, Hoosier Racing Tires, Ultra Wheel Company, Racer X Motorsports, General Tire, Action Automotive, Tilted Kilt, Evan McMullen, Pinnacle Off-Road Motorsports, and Pinnacle Deli, PCI Race Radios, Super Sick, SDI HQ, Monster Energy, Federal Motorsports, Arizona Color Wraps, and all the others I might have missed. Thank you, everybody, for joining us this evening for this great night of racing. Mark Wright, take it away, buddy.
Well, I tell you what, down here at the podium, it's going to be a great job talking here to Hans Wag out here in Chance's car. Where is Chance? Right? I hope that's right. But it's going to be nice to down. Yeah, indeed it is, Hans Waggy. So we'll be talking with this crew. If you weren't paying attention during racing, Hans Waggy drove the car. And there's Chance. So, and Hans was, so to speak, working the bugs out of the car, and he's actually going to drive Chelsea's car tomorrow because both these cars, 2 brand new cars here today. The Haugans actually got the car together, so they let Hans Waggy drive it. So we'll actually get his Chance. Stay here. We'll get his actual pit report right now once he gets up here. But Adam Gruder and Black Ant, we'll talk with him. So get on up here. Alec Pierce, a newcomer to the UTV Unlimited field, doing a great job out here. Come on, Adam Gruder, you're holding up progress as usual. But we won't. Yeah, I did. I got a surprise for Adam Gruder, but we'll see about Adam. So, where's Hans Waggy? All right, you two come on up. Hans Waggy, grab Adam Gruder and on your way up here. All right. So, yeah. All right, come on over here. Well, all right. There you go. And let me give one of these out to Adam Grunder right here. Hey, deserted. Yeah, we know that one. He goes, we know who that is. So, Adam Grunder, there you go. We'll talk with you in a second. So, third place, everybody. Hans Waggy out here in this Unlimited UTVs. So, a class you're probably not too used to driving, but is yours unlimited? Or it is an unlimited, isn't it? It is. So, you are actually, this is your class, so I just had to make sure. I mean, it's been a long night for me, a long weekend together. But so, what's the final report card on the car?
Got some suspension work to do. It's bottoms on pretty much everything. So.
Well, and you were able to get that car then, so the softer suspension up here in the third place shows that car does have potential.
Oh yeah, the power is unbelievable.
Oh wow, turbo. Now tell us a little bit about Turbo 1000, and that still qualifies for our Unlimited UTV.
Yeah, for now that they've put them in with the naturally aspirated unlimited motors. So.
All right, well, very good. Well, not necessarily a race for you for the points, but still a race and still something to add to your resume. So who do you want to say thank you to?
The Haugans, most of all, for giving me a car to race this weekend. It's awesome.
All right, well, there you go. Very well-spoken Hans Waggy out here. He said, thank you for giving me the car. It's awesome. So we're going to slide over here. Alec Pierce, man, I got to tell you, you must be enjoying your time here in the new Unlimited UTV class.
Yeah, it's a lot different than the mini stock. It's
it's a lot more fun.
Well, you're definitely really competitive in this, and definitely I think you might find your niche here in this a little faster, a little lighter car.
Oh yeah, it's just learning the track and trying to drive it each time. It terrain's different every time we go out there, but it's fun.
It's definitely looking good, and you definitely have a lot of control, and your throttle control and everything in the car. Entering and exiting the corner is really good. You're not afraid to jump, man, and you were giving this guy right behind me a run for his money.
Oh yeah, I was just tough to keep up with him and at least catch it and pass him. So it was a good race.
Well, I know you got a long list of people that shout that love the Pearson, so you better say thank you to the ones that are screaming for you.
I got Tier 1 Contracting who helps get me out here. ADS Shocks for helping me out. All my friends and family who come out and support from Tucson and all over the valley. Orion Rodriguez Racing for helping me out and all the support that they got. And yeah, everything else. All the people who come out and